Just in case people come in, you know? So, we're running with the name Getsuga Speak Show.
Sure.
Getsuga Speak Show. Hey, it works.
I guess talk show makes more sense. Because it's 10 show, talk show, you know? We'll fix it. It'll be something in the future. It'll get better. It'll get worse. We'll find out. But, hi, I'm Ogre, the guy who owns this channel. My name's Mitch. It's my buddy Chris. He says he's the token black guy of the group. This is Andrew. He probably has the loudest, most absurd laugh you'll ever hear. So just be ready for that.
Most likely.
Yeah, this is our first episode of our talk show. This is meant for us to hang out, chat, talk about things. And we're a bunch of nerds, so we're going to talk about anime. You guys ready?
I suppose.
Yes?
Yeah.
Good? All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we discussed that we're going to start with the big three. Figure it's the best point to start this at. So we got Bleach on screen right down there. You can see it. So good, bad, mediocre, great.
I enjoy the show. I think it's actually pretty damn good. Now, is it my favorite? No. But then again, a lot of people don't exactly love Bleach. At the same time, they don't mind it either. So.
And you, sir? They're awkward. They don't get in front of camera. This is new to them. Go for it.
I like Bleach. I really like Bleach. I don't like the final arc. That was trash.
Like the manga final arc or the final, like, anime arc?
The final anime arc. The manga final arc is...
Which was the final anime arc? The Aizen arc?
No, the final anime arc.
Oh, it was after the Fullbring arc. That's right.
I don't like the Fullbring arc.
That's right.
I mean, it was kind of cool how they tried to plot twist you, but you could see it coming from a mile away. But I think where Bleach got me for the most part was definitely season 1.
Sorry. Weird loud noises. Closing windows. Alright, we're good. Season 1.
With season 1 and the final season, right before they go back into the precipice world with Aizen. Because Aizen then promptly killed, well, not killed, but wiped out half of the captains that they had been building for so long. So the fact that he was able to just almost without moving, take them all out, solidified him as one of the best antagonists of the show, and then they replaced it with Genjo.
You sound disappointed about that?
Genjo's trash.
It's pretty bad?
Yes.
Alright. So, I enjoyed Bleach. I think it was one of my, first two, big anime, right? I think everybody got in on Naruto and Bleach around the same time. I watched Yu Yu Hakusho before that, but unrelated. Bleach was cool. It was just hype. I think it was, one of the best hype shows outside Dragon Ball, you know? You watch Bleach and you're just like, oh, shit! He's powering up! He's gonna do something! And then you got the first time he throws the Black Getsuga Tensho, you're just like, oh, shit! And then you were talking about the Aizen arc, his whole thing, when you go to Huecamundo and, the music. Oh, bro. One big thing that I enjoyed about Bleach was that, every arc, every season had, a different, I don't want to say race. What's a good term? Nationality behind it, right? Soul Society was all supposed to be Japanese. Huecamundo was supposed to be Hispanic. Fullbringers, I assume, were supposed to be American, I think.
And then in the manga, that's Germans. The final arc is Germans.
What do they call the Sternrider? Yeah, they're all German. And I really appreciate that, because they did a lot of music associated with that, too. It wasn't always just, the same music throughout the whole show, and that was pretty cool. Now, how would you feel if I told you that everyone thinks Bleach is the worst of the big three?
I would understand it.
You understand it?
Because,
So where do you see its major flaws?
Well, aside from all three having a lot of filler, Bleach is the shortest of the three, but it also has a lot of filler, so that further adds to the thought that there's more filler in Bleach, when in fact I think Naruto.
To be fair though, the first half of Naruto was all filler. After the whole Zabuza thing and then the Chunin exams, that was it. Everything else was filler. The first half of the show.
Naruto's seasons 1 through 4, pretty much. After season 2, when they finished up in the Land of Water, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was almost all filler. So, and my other point on this too is if you read the manga, you don't get all that filler. So I think it's a little unfair to like bash a show because they had to release filler because there wasn't enough to make more episodes out of it.
But Bleach also ended the worst too.
Because they couldn't finish.
One Piece isn't done, but Bleach also ended the worst because they rushed the ending. But Tite Kubo already announced that he is lonely without Bleach, and so he is actually thinking about starting Bleach back up. So maybe it's not
the manga or the anime.
The manga. There's no.
Where are they going to go from the manga? Because like the manga
He
had
could
like a
easily-
very clear ending.
He can easily fill out.
Are we gonna do Naruto's son
I
type
hope,
shit?
I hope not. But what I'm
Dear
thinking,
God.
what I'm thinking, and what most people
I'm
have
just
been,
saying.
what most people have been asking is him filling out, like, the other characters. Because I mean, you slightly touched on Kenpachi's Bankai in the manga. Like he pulls out the Bankai.
That was probably one of the most hyped chapters.
And then-
I'm just saying. Oof.
Then it's like your body can't handle the Bankai. Next character. Then they
They did rush the manga ending too. Like those last few chapters were just like somebody's fighting. Ichigo's fighting. It's over. And you're just like, what? What happened? Where was the?
Then they need to fully flesh out Ichigo's true power because all they basically had happen was man, I'm gonna butcher his name. Sawa. I'm not even gonna try. to say
The
it.
final big bad
Yeah.
guy. Oh, what's
he
his
just
name?
breaks his.
It's like Yawatch or something like that.
Yeah, but he just breaks Ichigo's sword in the past, so he doesn't have to fight it. Like Ichigo finally pulls out a different move from Getsuga Tensho. As you said, it was hype when he first pulled it out, but then literally for the next 300 episodes plus into chapters, it took until he fused the Seto into his Getsuga for him to get a different move, and you were like, that was so hype, and then he was like, I broke it. And so, I mean, that's where I
Okay,
think,
so one of the big complaints about it is just like, we don't have a new villain. Here's this new random arc about Bleach. Do you not feel like him pushing it further would make people think about it even more? Because what's next? You know? What more can Ichigo possibly do? All he wanted to do was save his friends initially. And then it became, oh, well, a friend got kidnapped. Now I have to go save them. And then Uryu joins the Stern Rider, so he goes to help save him and fight off his final enemy, whatever, who is related to his parents in some way. But, like, what the fuck is next? You killed the captain of the Gotai 13. And then Ichigo is clearly stronger than everybody. Like, you're going to run into, like, a DBZ complex if you start doing something like that. You know what I mean? Like, who's the next big bad guy?
I don't know if I'd want him to push it forward. And if he did push it forward, the only other thing I can see happening is to show what they did to replace the Soul King. Because technically, with Yawatch,
Yeah, he was the Soul King, that's
he
right.
fused with the Soul King. So what happened with the Soul King, and also what happened with Aizen? Because the way they ended it, Aizen never got back in that fucking chair.
Do you think Ichigo had enough power to put him back in that chair, though, after that?
Hell no. I feel like Aizen, if they did it smart, Aizen would have been smart enough to use his Shikai on Ichigo at that point, because fuck that. Like, it's cool how he linked all the stuff, you know, like, linked the fact that Ichigo had the Quincy bed sheet from his mom that he spoke about way back in the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
That's cool how they linked all that, and the fact that his Shikai was actually Yawatch's younger self suppressing his Soul Reaper powers. Like, that's all cool. But how do you... Like, the world was basically left in tatters, and because they rushed it, like, they fast forwarded 5 years later to Ichigo having a kid, and Yawatch he had just dissipated. That was the last of his presence 5 years later. So there's a lot. And they could even start and fill out what happened in between the 5 years.
I'm just scared that they're going to ruin that, right? If I was to see Bleach continuation, I'd want to see more of the side characters. And I feel like Andrew's kind of left out. He doesn't know a lot about Bleach. This is probably his least knowledgeable one. I understand that.
Definitely.
And this is probably your most knowledgeable. And I feel like I'm kind of middle ground across the board.
Probably.
So let's just kind of let's break it down, right? Let's rate our opinions on the show based off the main categories. Characters. Do you think the characters are strong? Out of 10, where do you guys put it?
I'd say the characters were fairly well developed, at least in the earlier seasons.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
about
Once they started
4 or
adding
5.
more people, and
Yeah,
then
they started getting less.
and then
depth.
all the side characters in the early, like a lot of them didn't get enough development towards the end. I think overall though, like unique character concepts, unique powers, things like that. I think character wise, I give a show like an 8. I think it was a lot of fun to watch. You got to like the first time you met Kenpachi, you're like, that dude is a fucking badass. And every time Kenpachi came on screen, you're like, he's just gonna fuck shit up, you know. And you have people like Byakuya who got cooler as the season went on, you know.
Yeah.
You got people who like actually like you learned to like, even if you didn't like them initially. I feel like there's just a lot of really fun, unique characters in the show. Although I think Orihime is by far and away the weakest character. She's just annoying and I can't stand her, but that's just my opinion. All she does is scream Ichigo until he beats people up, so I don't... Not a fan. How about you, sir?
For some strange reason, it seems to work. But
Seem deep in thought.
I would say even with Bleach being one of my favorite anime, I would say still a 7 for the characters because most of them don't actually progress at all. They just kind of
It's just hard to manage a big cast
are
like
in a
that,
different
right?
situation. Well, it's not even managing the big cast. Like even if you want to say, did Ichigo change? Ichigo's personality was pretty much the same from jump. You start with, him getting stabbed to protect his sister. That's what even awoke in his powers initially.
That's kind of the main character complex, though, for a lot of anime, right? The main character is always the main character,
But there's usually,
and he changes people around him rather than him changing.
But he didn't even change people around him. He just beat them and kept it pushing. The only person he kind of changed was Ukiyoda, right as he died. But everybody else, nobody else changed.
Don't you feel like Oryu changed? At the very beginning, he fucking hated Soul Reapers. He still kind of hated him at the end, but he was
gain a slight amount of respect.
Yeah. Like he gains some respect.
It wasn't
Ichigo
for Soul
was
Reapers. It was just because of respect for Ichigo. But that was a slight change. Like we're gonna end up touching on Naruto, who turned everybody into his friend.
Yeah, let's be honest there.
That is over the top character change. But Ichigo didn't really affect the world besides for I stopped this threat. That was his he had the Goku. Again, I love this anime. It's my wallpaper on my phone. But he didn't affect the world really. It was potential world changing event. Nope, world changing event stopped. So the world didn't change. It just didn't get obliterated.
I get that. I can understand that. What was your number one character? Sorry, I kind of feel like we
On
skipped past that.
characters,
You said you liked them, but
I do. I thought character development and story progression was great early on.
yeah.
It fell off towards the end, so I'd have to give overall. It's definitely still one of my favorites, so it'd be a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10? That's not bad.
But I couldn't give it full points.
I can understand that. Because you guys lean way heavily on progression. I understand that, but I feel like there was just so many fun, unique characters in the show. That was my big point.
For hype, I'd give it a 9. For hype,
Hype factor? Are we rating hype now?
Hype factor?
Hype. You said characters. If we're going
Yeah,
hype,
I'm just saying
no,
I was just saying there's so many fun, unique characters.
Ichigo's changed. He got
first time he
super
wore the
hype.
mask?
Imagine the first time he technically released Getsuga Tensho. You led into it with a joke about cutting the
the Menos Grande?
the Menos
Is this
Grande
episode?
like
Yeah.
a tree.
Yeah.
And then you put his sword on his head and shoot an arrow at him, and it's not working, and he just charges in, and then he first releases Getsuga Tensho that way. It didn't have a name at the time, but he first releases Getsuga Tensho that way. So even that, the hype of that, then you had the chick, if you wanna see some action. I don't know why they dropped that, but that was hype. Especially when he saves Rukia and he's just standing there with the one sword. The hype was great.
Alright. So, I'll follow hype 9 out of 10. Just real quick. And then we're going to move on to okay, so you kind of mentioned it for a second there. Music. All across the board. I think, honestly, one of the best... I don't think they had the best openings and, opening tracks and ending tracks.
What?
I think some of the openings were really good.
I was going to say...
But, half of them were trash.
No, bro.
But half of them were trash because I feel like a lot of openings have to give you something to do with the show, and if you watch some of the early openings of the show, the show is not what you thought it was going to be, because it's a bunch of like teenagers in an urban environment looking punk and shit, and then you're just like, wait, what? What's going on? They're fighting ghost demons with swords? What the fuck? So
That was only season 1 though, because in season 2,
I'm just saying they had a bunch of openings like that
Season
were
2?
just very like not about the show. Like I feel like a good opening includes like elements of the show or like clips or like action scenes that aren't in the show. You know what I mean? Like
most of the openings are like that, besides for the filler arcs. Like you had the female one. That one I hated.
we're talking
I
about
can't
the
remember-
show as a whole, all right?
Yeah.
So you got to count the filler arcs, bro. Unfortunately,
Man, the Zanpakuto arc trash.
I don't know. The bounce arc was pretty bad. It had some.
I think the
good
Bound
things
arc
about
was
it.
probably the worst.
Yeah.
Honestly, of all the filler arcs, I think Bound was the worst.
Nah, bro, Muramasa was garbage.
That was pretty bad, bro. It was so long. That was the
But
part that killed me.
realistically-
Was how long the
realistically-
Bound arc was.
Those arcs are still better than the Fullbring arc.
Damn.
But the full bring was necessary for the story to progress.
Tragic.
But it was a part of the show. You know what I mean?
Tragic.
He ain't gonna.
And
It
they
just-
brought some of the characters back at least.
It just set up a bunch of ass pull at the end.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, Skishiyama can rewrite the past with his book. That's how your sword got fixed. Ooh. Hime's power can technically fix time. Ooh, he couldn't fix his sword, couldn't fix him any of the times in Waco Mundo, but it can mysteriously work. Stop it.
The powers
Ass
progressed. Anyway, we're on music right now. We're talking about music. I think overall, I talked about this earlier, the Hueco Mundo arc had the best music. Every time any fight scene happened, you're fucking hyped. Because you hear that like Mexican guitar go off and you're
Spanish
like,
guitar.
oh shit, it's about to go down. You know? You can't help but get hyped. And then they have like great music scenes, and it's one of the like a famously discussed scene is when Ichigo's fighting Aizen. No. Is it? Yeah, it was Ichigo fighting Aizen, and Aizen stops his sword with one finger, and the music stops because it's like Ichigo's fight music where he's always winning. You know, they're like super hyped. You hear it, he's gonna win, and then Aizen's just like, "Nah, bitch," and then the music stops right there. Like that's a really cool use of music, and I fucking loved it. I think Bleach had some of the best music.
I would say out of the three, Bleach has the best music, battle music, if
For
we're
sure.
talking anime.
Yeah.
Because, especially in Shippuden, they ended up with the same music was the battle music. You had the baby in the background crying, oh. And you're like,
Well, here goes
well,
the
it's
battle.
about to get epic. You knew it was going to get epic,
Yeah.
but
Same.
it was like, I want to say there was two main battle tracks they played in Naruto.
that you can remember at least, right?
Yeah.
And that was it.
I'm talking major though. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they had some like slight
Offshoots
yeah, but that was the main two that you heard.
constantly.
Yeah. All right. How about you, sir? How do you feel about the music?
I felt that a lot of the opening tracks for Bleach were awesome.
Yeah.
I loved the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Hell, a couple of them were ringtones on my phone for freaking forever.
Yeah.
And a couple others were hot garbage.
You've seen Blue Exorcist, right?
Yes.
Have you seen Blue Exorcist? You know the opening tracks where it's like J-Rock and things like that? I fucking love that. And like I felt like Bleach incorporated a lot of J-Rock, which is like super hype music, and I fucking love I don't know, man. Bleach just such good music. I think that's probably the strongest point for me on Bleach is their music. That and the hype factor.
And the fact that they changed
I
the
don't know,
battle.
there's-
Yeah, it was always different, right?
I don't know.
wasn't
their-
the same
their-
every
their-
time.
Their battle animations were hype too.
Oh,
I would
Expertly
say
done.
I would say
That's- okay.
I would say Bleach's battle animations was on par with Naruto.
The big Naruto fights in
think one- I
Shippuden were
think-
like the best.
I
though.
think One Piece passed it later on, but One Piece at the beginning, no.
One Piece had a slow start, but
One Piece had a very
We're
slow
not
start.
quite
We're not there
there.
yet. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're not talking about that. But like
But I'm trying to incorporate.
no, you're
Yeah.
good. So we'll circle around to that. So we got music out of the way. We got characters. We got hype factor. What else we talk? I think we did one other thing. Did we just do that? All
I
right.
think we did overall
So-
story as well, didn't we?
Did we? We can rate the story real
Well,
quick.
have you read the manga?
I don't think he's read the
Finish?
last
You can't-
arc.
you
I haven't
can't-
read the last two arcs.
The last two.
Yeah,
There's only one arc after.
Yeah, that was
anime
in your
ended.
Blood War.
then I haven't read that one.
Yeah.
yet.
Then you definitely can't touch on the story because it tries to. Before it gets rushed, it tries to like fill in all the holes from the beginning up.
I don't think it
Damn.
did that very well. Unfortunately.
I think it started and you could see
Yeah.
what it was doing.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, they announced the ending, and then in a month it was over. and it was like they still had like a whole guy left when they announced the ending.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of pulled him to death, turned Hitsugai into an adult.
We need to stop. I don't even want to talk about that motherfucker. He makes me so mad. Story, just real quick, 6 out of 10. I think it had really good elements. I think it had some really like tragic weak spots, and unfortunately, the ending of the manga just wasn't up to snuff.
And that's why I think that if he comes back, he may fill in the rest of that. So I kind of...
You think he'll, like, instead of adding on, he'll go back and, like, fill in the middle?
Yeah, because there's just
so it's like chapter 525.1,
or something.
you know
like
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, there's just a whole...
Or at least, as fans of the show, we would hope he does something like that.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's like 3 Bankais that happen, and they just end it with the dude laying on the ground, and they don't ever go back to touch on what happened. I won't touch on some of them, because... You haven't read it, so I'm not going to spoil. There's like 2 hype Bankais.
We already, like, spoiled the end, though.
I haven't said what happened at the
Yeah,
end.
you did. You talked about you watched. You talked about him becoming the Soul King.
I didn't say how it ended.
True.
You described all the things that caused it to end, though. You're talking about Orihime's power affecting time, and what's his dick's power affecting time, and all
But
that.
if you watched anime, you knew that.
Yeah, but alright, whatever. Alright, cool.
Main characters usually are the
Fine.
ones.
What's your number? 6 out of 10. Where are you at?
Because I know the ending, I would still give it an 8. Because I feel like when they do the anime,
Yeah.
at the very least, they will probably still fill in some stuff because most shows do that.
Yeah, they kind of ad-lib some stuff, and if he's a part of the direction, I'm sure they're going to add in some more to help fill in that gap. Which would be weird, because I think that'll be like one of the first times where we see an anime have more than the manga.
Well, no, Dragon Ball Super did it.
I haven't read any of the manga for Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
being
but
honest
then
with
again, Dragon Ball Super's like completely... It's borderline a different show than the manga is.
Yeah.
It's almost a standalone series.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as GT. In that sense. Not as bad
Man,
story-wise.
don't touch GT right now.
That's a whole different beast
So,
for another time.
Let's do like a closing like item or topic of it. Favorite fight, favorite character. Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Ouch.
Favorite fight in Bleach for me?
I think my favorite fight, personally, just so you can think about it, I'm sure you have a lot more to think about,
Yeah.
is Kenpachi versus Byakuya with number 0 fighting behind them, and they're just beating the shit out of each other and killing him, and beating each other and killing him, and fighting each other and killing him. Fucking loved it. Like, it's just... It was great because it was just like 2 overpowered dudes not giving a fuck about the overpowered guy next to them who's supposed to be the strongest. He was fucking garbage. I just get bigger and stronger.
I don't think he was necessarily garbage, but it was just compared
They were so
to,
much stronger than him, and he was supposed.
I feel like he would have shitted on literally anybody else.
Ichigo though, like he's gonna win because he's the main character thing.
that's
Sato or
not
Chad
true.
would have gotten his shit fucked.
Ukiyoda shitted on Ichigo like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, but he always wins at the end. Like that's the thing is he has to win at the end. Favorite character though, I'm going Nell because I fucking love Nell. She was fun, and then it was like, oh, she's a hot chick, and then she's a child again. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
That sounds like a confused boner.
Did you get
Yes.
confused, my friend? You got super confused.
A little bit. I actually, like, when I was reading the manga when I was younger, I actually skipped a chapter by accident. And I was like, wait, who the fuck's this chick? I was so confused. I was like, why is she so friendly with Ichigo? And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then, like, you go back and you're like, oh, damn, okay. All right, I see, I understand. Okay. Least favorite character. Let's throw that one in there. Least favorite character. I already mentioned it, Orihime, but you mentioned him, Hitsugaya. I can't say neither of them. Because Hitsugaya's thing was just like, my Bankai isn't my full Bankai, so it gets stronger. And you're just like, stop. I can't. Because that was his whole thing. Was that in the final arc? Or was that during the Aizen fight?
It was in the final arc that he turns into an adult.
So,
He would've
slight spoiler.
He would have shitted on Aizen if they would have allowed him to do that. He would have shitted.
Slight
on Aizen.
spoiler in the final arc, like, Hitsugaya's, like, final Bankai, he hasn't mastered it, so he, like, ages himself to a time in which he's mastered it and then reverts afterwards. And it's just like, bitch, what? That is the stupidest shit. At least Ichigo actually, like, spent in time, you know, because he was in the precipice, whatever that was, and the in-between, and he, like, got stuck there and time passed. Like, that was one thing. But that was the most ass pull of ass pulls. I put myself in a time where I know how to use it. It's like, shut the fuck up. All right?
Infinite bag of holding.
Stupid. All right, who's next?
Favorite character by far. Oh shit! Problem is, I can't even remember his name.
So, like, what's he do?
He's the magician / ghost hunter from like season 2.
Oh, Don Kanoji?
Yeah, Don.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Hey, hold on. Let's be honest here. True, he's stupid as shit and doesn't understand nearly as much as he can, but he's still powerful enough to actually hurt Hollows as just a plain ass human with no real spiritual power.
I think he has some of the most fun episodes, but God, he's fucking stupid.
Don't get me wrong. He is the stupidest character I've ever seen in the show by far. But he's so much goddamn fun. You do not have a boring episode when he shows up.
But I think it's because of like the whole cast with him in those. Because you have Kon in those, and you have Ichigo's little sister, and then you have Jinta, whatever his name is, the redhead kid. Like, you get to have a lot of fun with that. But like, man, those episodes are fucking ridiculous. All right, least favorite character and favorite fight.
My least favorite character would have to be Arabara. What the hell is his name?
What?
Red hair, chainsword.
Arabara.
No, I can't remember his name.
You were thinking Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho.
No,
That's who I heard.
But you're talking about Renji.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I could not remember his name for the life.
It's Abarai.
That's what I tried to do. I got confused. I'm like, wait, no, that's not it.
So what did you like about him? Because I feel like of the characters, I think he had some of the most growth.
He had a lot of the most growth, but what I did not like about him is that even though it showed him getting stronger and progressing quite well, he had some of the most do-nothing moments in the show.
Just pretty true, though.
Got shitted on.
Like,
when
what
he was
are
on
some big
screen.
fights for him? When they were fighting the Espada, but he didn't beat anybody, I don't think.
No. Also, the time when he
He was always like the opening act for Ichigo.
Yeah.
He'd like go to fight the guy, and then he'd get his ass kicked, and Ichigo would show up and save him.
Shit is oh shit! When he fought, his captain.
Oh, Byakuya?
Yeah, that fight. I was laughing a little bit because I'm like, okay, you just awoke your Bankai, and the first thing you want to do is go fight your captain.
He was trying to buy time for Ichigo to get past.
That, and first of all, he didn't fully awaken his Bankai, but you'd have to read the 1,000-Year War.
As far as I have been, it's like I was more on the fact he just awoken his Bankai.
But it was to buy time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that.
I think he knew he was going to get his ass kicked. I don't think that was ever a question.
Yeah, but at the same point, he shows up cocked, ready, and rearing to go, thinking, and I think there was a part of the fight where he's like, I think I can win this. And you're sitting there like, yeah, you're going to win against the 125-year-old master.
But he hadn't used his Bankai yet.
True.
At the point that he thought he could win. And also, like, you have to realize, like, the way they explained it, Byakuya had not used any of the... Like, by the time they started showing Byakuya...
Actually kicking ass?
Yeah, like, but in the story lore, Byakuya never had to really do anything. Like, in the fight with Ichigo, like, Byakuya was usually so much better than whatever opponent he had, or so much faster, you didn't even see what happened. Like, he beat Ichigo without Ichigo even seeing what happened, and he took, like, 4 strikes, if I remember right. Soul Chain... I don't remember
about that shit.
Yeah. He, he just shitted on Ichigo without even doing anything, and, like, they were big on spiritual pressure being a thing, but he was so much stronger that he didn't even exude spiritual pressure to make you, like, not be able to...
I liked how that part, like, disappeared for so long. The whole, like, spiritual pressure. Oh, he has so much, it crushes me. And then it disappears until the Ichigo Aizen fight, when Ichigo releases, like, his full, like... What was, like, the name of it? Like... The
Mugetsu?
Yeah, but wasn't there, like, a name for it? It was, like, further than a Bankai. Wasn't there, like, a term for it? Either way, he releases that, and he's like, oh, shit. Or, no, at first he's like, I don't even feel your pressure. He's like, because you're too weak to feel it. And then he releases it, and he's like, oh, shit. But, my point is it just disappeared. It was a cool mechanic that just disappeared.
Technically, what they said to justify it was actually in that area. If the person is too way past your strength, you won't feel their spiritual pressure. So they have to bring it down. So like Aizen purposely brought it down to fuck with those people because that's what he was doing.
That's right. I remember that like a little bit prior.
And
but then
so when
Ichigo
showed up, Ichigo, none of them felt Ichigo's power because Ichigo wasn't suppressing, and then Aizen didn't feel it because Ichigo was a god.
That is one of my biggest complaints about the show was that fight, because if he was that much stronger, he didn't have to release everything. He was kicking his ass, and he's like, let me extra kick your ass.
The only reason why I think they justified him having to release it is because he was so fused with the Hogyoku, they had to weaken him. Because while he hit him, all he did was regenerate it. So like cutting him with the sword wasn't going to do it. So he had to hit him with a spirit power, which I would say he could have tried Getsuga Tensho first. He could have. But
he didn't go through his options. Like, that's my point. He's just like, let me pull out my ace.
But I mean, for the sake of the story, would you really wanted to see the fight end with
yes,
Getsuga Tensho?
Because then you wouldn't have had to bitch about the Fullbring arc.
But at the same time, Mugetsu.
It was cool as shit. But he could have used that in the final fight against Yawatch. And then
he ended up being stronger than him, though.
That's what I'm saying.
He was stronger than himself at that point. So it worked out, but yeah, you had to go through
the Fullbring arc, which you hated. All right, favorite fight. We didn't get there. Sorry, we're talking about bad shit, and we trailed off. Worst favorite fight.
I'd have to say by far my favorite fight was when Ichigo was being trained by Urahara.
When he's learning to control his
No, the first time when he had his broken Zanpakuto,
okay.
And he's trying to train how to get back a full one again.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm stronger." No, you're not. And Urahara's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start going full force now."
I wish they fleshed him out more. Kisuke. Like, he was a really cool character, and his whole thing was blood. But like, I feel like I wanted to see him do something like extremely badass.
His Bonkai.
It is badass, but like, who did he fight with it?
A Stern Ritter, and he soloed it.
But I want to see it animated. I want to see him fuck shit up animated.
Well,
all right?
I mean, hope.
Right.
What the type of stuff you name, bro? You the Mr. Satan kind of guy, aren't you? You like, I like Mr. Satan.
From Dragon Ball, fucking Hercule.
Between Don Kanoji and that being your favorite fight, you like Mr. Satan.
Probably, yeah. He's probably one of the funniest.
Can we get him in Dragon Ball
Fighter?
Fighter Z? Just
Dude,
he would probably be broken.
Think about it, dude. We played Dragon Ball the other day. Who did I choose as one of my mains?
Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien.
Yeah, and Yamcha is my best character so far.
But Yamcha is actually just really good in that game. Anyway, but
favorite character, least favorite character, favorite fight.
That's hard. Okay, I can't narrow down favorite fight, so I'll just Uryu versus Captain Kurosuchi.
When he first fights him in Soul Society, when he breaks the fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, that fight was pretty hype.
Ichigo versus Grimmjow,
First
round
time.
1.
Yep.
And...
I like how they brought him back in the manga and he didn't do shit. There was like... I don't remember a scene with him fighting.
No, he helped. He showed up and...
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It's been a while though. Anyway.
And... You know, I would have to just say, just because of how they did power levels in there, Captain Commander versus Wonder Weiss, when he just hits him with 2 fists and destroys his soul. Everybody has to use a sword. He hit this dude with his fist and destroyed his soul. Like, just take a moment to think about everything that was built up to the point in that story. And this man can hit somebody so hard he destroys your soul.
Another spoiler real quick. I'm sorry, unfortunately. I hate how they fucking kill him, though. It was like the most bullshit, just quick ending. Like, they didn't give the man enough, like...
But his Bonkai went hard.
It did.
But see, I was trying to purposely avoid the manga. If we're going to go to manga, then I would skip the Captain Commander one and go with the final fight. Because how they bring everything together with that swing, bro. That swing. And then he was like, I can easily shatter it. And he shatters it and it's like, bam. And you're like, oh shit. bring it back. And then he was like, with all your force. And then they just showed me cut in half like, nigga. Yeah.
All right, favorite character, least favorite character. I feel like there's a lot of characters like now that we're talking about.
I can't stand Rukia.
Really? God. Yeah? Okay. She kind of got some cool moments though during the Wakamuno arc.
No, all her cool moments. She was like, Saginomai. And then she uses the attack, and he's like, "Oh, that was awesome!" And he's like, "Psych, but I gotta ace up my sleeve." Loss. Even more useless than Renji. At least Renji.
I'll give you that. But Rukia, I still felt like she did just a
She was
little
literally
bit.
there for the Odahime Ichigo. The Odahime
Love triangle?
Ichigo love triangle. That was the only reason why she was there. And then she ended up getting with
Renji?
Renji anyway. So she was useless. So she wasn't even the one that they ended up linking with the Love Connect. They just garbage.
I have another like character that I didn't like very much. What the hell was his name? I didn't like him that much. The blonde-haired dude with a gravity weapon. He was so annoying because he was always Mr. Emo, and I could not stand him.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Is it Kiba?
Kiba. I think that's right.
That sounds right.
Sounds right. I think that's right. No, but like for real, like he seemed coolish.
That man
at
is
first.
right. Ichigo and Grimmjow, you right, bro.
He was talking about that. He said that when he said that, but yeah. I'll point it out if you... Yeah. Anyways. Favorite character. Who isn't main character, if that helps you. Honestly, I didn't think Ichigo was, like, the best character, but... Kira! There we go. Izuru Kira. There you go. That's his name. Kiba, it was close.
Favorite character has to be... Oh, this is going to kill me because I haven't watched Bleach in so long.
Describe the person.
Pink Kimono.
Oh, the new captain.
Yeah.
Kyo. It's like Kyo.
Kurosuchi? No,
No.
Kurosuchi's
The crazy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Why can't I think of his name? Hold on.
Kyoryaku.
Wields the dual swords?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
His Bankai even goes hard as fuck.
I cannot remember the dude's name.
Because I like how laid back he is, and then he's like... He always hits you with the yada yada, I gotta get serious. And you're like, oh shit. When he took off that pink kimono,
Kyoraku. Shunsui.
Yeah.
We're not Japanese. All right, let's just get that out of the way. I'm trying to learn Japanese, but I'm not no Japanese. He just said, we're talking about Kira. Yeah. Dude, his Bankai was cool as fuck when they first... Because that was during the...
Manga, Stern Ritter.
No, he pulls it out during the fight with the... Yeah, he does. Because that's the game thing. I'm pretty sure he pulls it out when he fights the number one Espada. What's his dick with the guns?
No, he just uses his Shikai. He beat the number one Espada
with the colors?
Shikai.
That was just the colors?
Yes.
I thought that was part of his Bankai.
No, his Bankai is... No.
No, okay. Maybe you're right. I don't know. It's been a while because it's been so long
his
since that show's
Bankai puts you underwater.
His Bankai puts you in games. His whole thing is games.
His Bankai puts you underwater.
I feel like it was games. Whatever. Okay.
He used it on the black guy.
Black guy.
Yeah, the black Stern Ritter, and he was like, "You gonna feel like you gonna drown." And I was like, "Oh shit."
I don't remember that. Like honestly, I don't remember. I'll have to look it up after we're done with this because I'm really curious now. But yeah, he ends up becoming the new captain after Yamamoto dies. They like pick him, which is hilarious because he's like the most like I don't give a fuck about anything.
But he's also
babe, how you doing?
But he's also the strongest.
Yeah,
so
he's pretty badass. But Kenpachi probably beat him.
I mean, but we can always.
But nobody wants Kenpachi to be the captain.
Kenpachi couldn't beat him because Kenpachi couldn't control his Bankai at the time. Like he broke his bones swinging his Bankai.
Fair.
The only other person that could have beat him is his best friend.
The
guy
one that's
who's
constantly sick?
Yeah, except that you find out why he's constantly sick.
Man, dude, honestly, read the last manga arc. It's so good. There's so many cool scenes. Like, Shunsui versus Stark was cool, too. Stark, that was his name.
Yeah.
It's for sure death. He's saying that his Bankai is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what was I going to say? Fuck. Yeah, you find out why he's sick. You find out about Kenpachi's power and who the actual strongest captain is, who isn't Shunsui.
Yo, that shit goes so hard.
That shit was so hype.
Kenpachi got
his ass
It was
whooped.
like you died 100 times. Like damn.
He's like, why do I
Kenpachi."
keep blacking out? What's happening?
Because you keep dying.
He's literally dying over and over again in this fight, and it's just like, oh shit.
You know what? I might have to change it to her.
Unohana? All right. I know it's a spoiler.
No,
the
it's not.
medical captain.
It's just
Wait,
The medic lady with the braid down here.
Yeah.
she is the original Kenpachi.
So Kenpachi is a title for the strongest warrior, samurai, whatever. She gave it to him because like as a kid he hurt her, so she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be the strongest," and then like changed his memories or did something. What did she do? I forget. Like
he suppressed
the memories. Yeah.
So he suppressed his own power, so that way he could always have good fights, which makes sense. So she kept killing him as he slowly started breaking down the walls.
So he could remember his own power and how strong he was.
So she beat him for, I want to say,
It was
I know.
days and weeks or something.
She
It
was
was a
beating his
long
ass
time.
for a long time. And then finally when he unlocked it and he beat her, she's like, now you are worthy to be called Kenpachi. And then they explained what the Gotei 13 really was initially. A lot. Don't worry about it. Now that I think about it, no, bro. I gotta change the story. I gotta change the story up to 8.
Really?
Yeah, because when you really start thinking about, like, they touched on the backstory even further back, and when they started touching on it, like, no, they changed a lot. Each character changed a lot, but they should have fleshed it out more than just.
I'll be right back.
But anyway, yeah. So she would be my favorite because she scared everybody when she opened her eyes. But now it makes sense. While all the captains, if she opened her eyes, they're like, oh, never mind. Like, let's not fuck with her because all the captains knew
Who she really was.
about her. Besides for Kenpachi. Kenpachi was the only one that didn't know what it was, but everybody else knew what it was. So if she opened her eyes, they were like, we not about that action. That's why she started healing. She started healing because she conceded him to be stronger. But with his suppressed memory, she was like, you're not currently stronger than me as you are now. And then she used her real fighting power. She was like, you thought that was my Bankai? You're like, oh, damn. How have you been hiding your powers?
She's a badass. Completely bad. Like, one of the coolest arcs. I'm mad that that's the one arc they didn't animate. You know what I mean? Like, that's so bullshit because you don't even get the full ending. All right, you guys ready? Next topic. What's the next one I have listed?
I don't know. Which one do you have
I don't
next?
know. One Piece.
Oh, One Piece. Oh,
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know shit about One Piece. I've watched One Piece, but I don't remember character names. Barely remember powers.
Oh, shit.
But we gotta talk about it. It's one of the big three, so
All right.
part of the discussion.
3 easily noticeable main characters. This is all the way from season 1.
Zoro,
Luffy, and Nami. Literally, they're the first 3.
What about the greatest sniper alive?
Usopp? He doesn't come in until later in the first season.
Usopp is the worst character. I can't stand Usopp. He's so annoying. Like,
Apparently, even impersonates a god later on in the series and pulls it off.
yeah, he
somehow.
does. Yeah, I've seen a lot of it. It's just I don't remember because like I don't think One Piece is the worst. Honestly, I think they're all pretty
far
good.
not.
I think they're all good in their own ways. But like, One Piece just didn't keep me drawn in long enough. You know.
The problem is that One Piece is such a huge story.
There's too much.
The author literally said that they are officially 1/3 done.
And they're 1,000 fucking chapters into it, or
They're
something.
1,000-something episodes in.
You're
and
talking
I'm-
about how Nami got hotter as the show went on.
Yeah.
Look at that picture. Just saying. All right, I'm not a guy who's like, oh, that's my anime wife. But they made Nami fucking a babe as the show went on.
Oh, shit. Well,
Just saying.
she grew up.
Robin's always been the one, though.
Robin's also, what,
All I'm
like
saying is-
5-10 years older than the rest of them?
Cool.
I don't
Robin
Robin was older than all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them. She
I don't-
already hit
I-
adulthood.
All I know is One Piece has its only flaw from what I hear from a lot of people and even from what I've been watching is that for you to really get into the meat of it, you're looking at like 300 episodes. I mean, just for them to even make it
It's too
to
much.
the grand line,
It's
I
too
think
much.
it's like 150 episodes.
Yeah, it's
Just-
too much for some average person to just pick them like, oh, I'm going to watch through this. I think Naruto, for the most part, could keep you hooked. I think Bleach, for the most part, could keep you hooked. But I lost interest in the first 300 episodes of One Piece. Just because it was too slow, and Boy in Chat said that same thing. It's just a much slower pace.
Yeah.
It isn't a very fast show, and unfortunately, I think that's just like the way time is now, right? Anytime we watch something, we want to like absorb it fast, learn about it fast.
Jump straight in and
Yeah,
jump
you
straight out.
want to be involved in it. You don't want to be like, what's happening for 300 episodes? You know how much time that is? That is
See,
so
I don't
much
even
time.
mind that because I am
It's
the type
100
of,
hours.
I am the
put
type of
into
person.
perspective.
I'm the type of person that'll let a whole season go ahead just so I can power watch it. So that's not the issue for me. The issue for me is
My thing is, those episodes aren't enjoyable for me. It's too
there's,
slow.
Like there's like sparse sparse episodes where you're like, oh, this is hype, and then it dies. And then it's hype, and then it dies. And you're like, oh, he just learned Gear 2! 300... I want to say it was
It's like 300 episodes in.
it was like 288.
Yeah, it's roughly 300 episodes.
And so you're like, oh, he learned Gear 2.
Yeah.
And then it dies down. And you're like... And then you run into the big arc where they start fighting the Navy. And you're like, oh!
And then it dies down.
And then now, from what I hear, because I'm not at 900, I'm not going to even act like I'm at 900. But from what I hear, like, then it picks back up after the time jump.
Yeah.
I know what happens.
Yeah, I'm like...
It picks up after the time jump, and then it's like...
I have watched enough to get to the time jump, and then I've seen bits and pieces of everything that's happened after. And, like, the show looks cool. It's just, like, I still think it has that issue where it's, like, really hype, really slow. Really hype, really slow. Really hype, really slow. Super really fucking hype! Dead. And then it's just like, fuck, man.
You gotta
mull through a lot of stuff before you really start getting to meat of the story.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think as a book series would be really cool.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
The manga does amazingly.
But like as an animated show, I just think it's a little too slow. That's my like one big thing. So let's break this down like we did the last one. So let's start from the top. Characters. Let's go right to left or left to right. I don't know how stream looks, but
well, on camera it probably looks left to right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like whatever. This guy to this guy.
All right, for me, character-wise, you can actually see character growth. Of course, it's easy to show character growth over 900 plus episodes.
Growth.
True, that is character growth, but I don't think I think we're more talking about personality. This guy might be talking about something else, but hey.
Hey, man. Opine!
Anyway, in my personal opinion, character growth-wise and character story development, I'd say One Piece has it pretty much damn straight to rights. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
I do think I gotta agree with you. I think One Piece has some of the best characters and character progression. You gotta realize that Usopp starts as a little bitch, and then he slightly becomes less of a bitch as the show goes on, and he actually gets useful. Zoro like has really cool arcs where he goes to train with the Sword Saint or whatever his name, like the title that they give him is, and like his whole arcs are really fun. Like everyone has really fun arcs from what I've seen. I think the character that I think I know the least about progression-wise is the skeleton. I always forget his name.
Brook?
Yeah, Brook. I don't remember or recall any of his story progression, really, outside of like when they first meet him.
His story progression is really funny that way because his story progression actually starts all the way back in season 1 or 2. Whenever they get to the Grand Line, actually. They haven't met him yet. His character progression has already started, though.
Really?
Because they go all the way back when you finally meet him, and you realize who he is. He's somebody that they've heard a story about. They just don't know that it was him. And it's actually really cool in that sense. They link it all
He's
the
the
way
one
back.
who hid the One Piece, isn't he?
No.
That'd be fucking crazy. Could you imagine? Like the
Alright.
skeleton of him. What's I forget his name.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Early story spoiler here. His pirate crew is actually the ones that were taking care of the blue whale that's smashing its head into the opening of the Grand Line when they first meet him.
Okay.
Yeah. And it links all the way back to that when they first meet Brook. It's actually really cool in that sense.
I dig it. I do think it has some of the most fun and unique characters, though, too. Like, I honestly, I think all three shows did really good on this. I think that's one of the big benefits of, like, a long-running show. You have Whitebeard, you have Blackbeard, two really badass, cool characters. One a villain, one a good guy. You know? Good guy. You have Shanks, who's, like, the token badass of the show, you know? Like, and then Zoro, who's, like, the sub-token. Like, I don't know. Like, every character is really fun. They all have very unique personalities and styles, and it's really cool. And then there's times where, like, Zanji turns on the crew because he's trying to protect people that he cares about and things like that. Yeah. Same with Nami, same with Robin, because they each are their own characters, and I fucking respect the shit out of that. Honestly, one of the most fun shows for characters for me. Progression, I'll give it a 9. I think there's shows out there that do it better. I don't think Naruto does it better, but no. I think it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, as far as the top 3, progression definitely the best out of the top 3.
Yeah.
But now we're about to get into the trope between the next two, this one and Naruto, where you got God blood in your body because you know the D bloodline is broken, and then we all know about Hashirama cells. let's not talk about Hashirama cells and fucking reincarnation in Naruto. Like once you hit that, it's
you breaking story elements
like,
at that point.
Like
you might as well just relate it to his journey to the West.
Yeah, so favorite character for me, Ace. Sorry, that dude goes hard. Granted, he dies.
Oh,
not
you're
even
skipping
halfway.
so far ahead. We're not even there yet.
Dude,
I thought you asked him that.
No,
like
we're just talking like the
500
characters.
episodes in.
Now we broke down Bleach, like characters, music,
okay,
all that
okay,
kind of
my
stuff.
bad,
Yeah.
my bad.
The Will of D. There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
Hashirama cells of One Piece.
Yeah, you can't disagree with that.
No.
But let's talk about what the Will of D sounds like. Why? Yeah, anyway. But no, I mean, I completely I respect even from 1 to 300, Luffy's not even the same person anymore.
Yeah,
so
he changes very severely.
Yeah.
Especially after the Ace death.
Oh,
I mean,
especially
super big
after
change.
Ace's death.
I mean, you did put spoilers on your.
No, nobody fucking... This is a discussion of the show, bro. We've already talked about the end of Bleach, so I feel like we've already killed that one.
I know, but I just thought about it. I was like,
Oh, well.
there's no spoiler warning.
Oh, well. I'll put it in the podcast title. All right, how about that?
Well, we're live. So
We're
you
live.
know,
I-
it's
you're a little
still-
bit
So,
late in
so
this.
this is Twitch. So this is like a streaming service. I'll post it to a podcast thing later, and I'll just put spoilers in the
Somebody
title or
just
whatever.
said something. Anyway, but I would give it, especially comparing it to the other three, I would give it 9.
Yeah.
I'd give it 9 also.
Yeah. What was our next one after that? I think we did music next. Oh, hype factor. We did mention hype on the last one. They're talking about bits, which is like a currency.
Yeah, I know what bits are.
Yeah. Sure. Sorry, hype factor. I think One Piece has a different type of hype factor than Bleach, because I think Bleach was like the biggest, baddest fights, and I think One Piece has some of that, but it was just like...
More the movies. The movies for One Piece had
I haven't
shit
seen any
tons
of those. Are they
hype.
good?
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really damn good. I haven't seen all of them, but you'd have to talk to my sister. She watches this show religiously. She's already in episode 800.
I think it has a hype factor in a different sense. I think some of the fights are really fucking cool, but I think it's the idea of the fights that are more cool. Do you remember when
It's the lead ups. Like, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the lightning dude's name, but that lead up to that fight, the first time they fought, like, the hype for it.
No, yeah. I
The,
understand.
Bleach is like, you meet this badass, like, aside from the overarching Ichigo eventually fighting Aizen, or in the next arc, the Ichigo eventually fighting Yawatch. Aside from that, like, it was just hype because of how they did the entrance. Whereas with the guys in One Piece, it's hype because there's such build up. Like, they usually give you such, like, character development of the guys that they're going to fight, so by the time you get to it, you're like, hype.
Are you like relatively aware of what's going on currently in the show? Like
In One Piece?
Yeah.
No, bro.
No, I
Are,
couldn't.
are you aware of the Commander Hockey or whatever it's called? The Conqueror Hockey.
Conqueror
Are you aware
Hockey,
of that?
yeah.
Nope.
I
So one
have
of the
heard-
most hype moments
Oh,
in the
no,
show.
yeah, when he... Yeah, okay.
He
yeah,
literally
yeah.
just releases his
Yeah.
hockey and everyone's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Like, I think moments like that, like, you know what I mean? Because it's not like the whole fight, it's like those individual specs for me. It's like the really cool shit. And then, what fight is it? Kuma, or whatever his name is, one of the what are they called? Like the term for those guys in general.
Oh, shit. I don't even know. I'd call him an android.
Yeah, the android protector, seal guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Is when Zoro stands there and eats all of Kuma's damage to absorb the damage out of Luffy. Because he, like, takes the pain and the damage. And Zoro's just, like, standing there like a fucking man, like, hype fucking moment. You're like, oh, shit. But it's not like, I don't know, it's not Bleach where the whole fight you're like, oh, shit, oh! You know, it's like those individual, like, specs and moments that are, like, super fucking cool for me. That's just how I feel. I don't know. But hype factor, I'll give it, like, an 8. Because, again, to me, it's not like, the most hype, but it's, like, those individual moments of, like, super badassery in a moment. Like, when Usopp finally, like, gets a bit of his hockey and can, like, snipe across into the castle or whatever and knows where they're at. Like, that was a cool moment, but it wasn't a whole fight that I thought was, like, the most hype.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Shit. Oh, gosh.
Hype factor.
Hype factor. Easily... Mainly, the main the main villains for me were probably the most hyped. Like when he originally fights, what's his name? That clown guy from season 1.
Nobody fucking remembers him.
Nobody
He's so useless.
He is. He really is. But back when the show first came out in America on like...
He used to be Shanks' crew or whatever. Like he used to work. Yeah.
4 Kids TV, I think, is when it first came out in America.
Yeah,
something like that. And shit, for like 4 weeks before the episode even aired, they hyped the ever-living shit out of the dude. Like he was going to be some super badass boss. Buggy the Clown.
He gets character progression, apparently.
Yeah, he does. He gets better as the story goes.
But he's so bad.
He's stupid.
Buggy the Clown or Buggy D Clown. That's a good one. I like that.
He is so bad.
He's so weak. You know who was a really cool like villain at the beginning? Smoke, whatever his name is.
Oh,
Smoke?
Captain Smoker.
Yeah, Smoker. That was his name. He was cool as shit. You remember his whole thing when they first captured Luffy and shit? Hype. That dude was cool as fuck.
Dude is gonna execute him right on the same goddamn gallows.
Yeah, dude. That was hype though.
That was.
So what's your number? Where are you putting the hype factor in here, right? Because there are a lot of cool villains. Like Blackbeard was cool as fuck. You know what I mean?
And they
all of the.
I thought he was weird at first. Like
at first, yeah, but like once you see his powers and how much he fucks shit up, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I thought he was a joke. I was like, why would they make Blackbeard? Like everybody knows Blackbeard in real life. Why they make him a joke? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like,
oh, he's not a joke.
Because I was like, you made Blackbeard trash and you made Whitebeard the shit.
Whitebeard's a fucking badass.
I know.
Oh shit. Let's not even talk about that just quite yet. But yeah, I'd give the hype factor in One Piece easily a 7. I wouldn't give it as high as Bleach because there wasn't.
Bleach at 10. Bleach, I don't know. Bleach just had some of the most hype shit.
It wasn't that type of hype. It was more the building hype than the just all of a sudden, holy mother of God!
Yeah, because like when I think about it, like a lot of the fights and like big scenes were like, the Navy's on the way, shit's about to go down. It's Kevin Hart. It is about to go down. My mom told me to tell you. Anyway, so 7. I gave it an 8. Would you put it? Sorry, for hype.
I'd probably go with a 7 also. Like it's the lead up. But yeah, you're right. For the most part, it's like moments.
Yeah.
You know, but it does fantastic to get you to want the protagonist to win.
It does.
Like, because sometimes, you know, whether Ichigo wins or not, you didn't care. And then when we get to Naruto, sometimes whether they win, like there's only like 3 fights that I just remember in Naruto where you were just like,
win, damn
fuck him up. Pain was one of them.
Oh shit!
We'll get into it later, but yeah, but like there was just
Pain was probably the biggest one.
There was a couple where you were just like, you need to win, and but with that, like the way they set it up in One Piece, like I feel like almost every major fight that I've watched up to the point where I'm at, I'm like, kick his ass. Like they make sure
that the villain's a villain.
They make sure the villain feels semi-realistic where you can understand where they're coming from, but they're enough of an asshole where you're like,
kick his ass.
Yeah.
I respect that, but I also like shows that make it to where like you kind of want both of them to win. You know what I mean?
Stain and
have you watched Hajime Ippo? Have you started that yet, or have I gotten you to start?
No, I haven't found the first season.
Oh, I'll get it to you. But like
the one about the boxer.
Yeah, the boxing one. Yeah. They do really, really good. Of like they like give the background of his opponent, his whole story, and why he's fighting. And you're like, I kind of want him to win. Fuck Ippo, and then Ippo wins here. Ah, fuck. Anyway,
and a couple of the villains in One Piece are a lot like that. They give you just enough of the background that you're like,
who would be like someone you would point to in that regard?
He was an early on villain. He had almost the exact same dream as Luffy. He went about it in a little more.
What was he about?
Way.
Like what a. I think this is the worst show for us to talk about. I feel like we remember the least about this.
In truth and honesty, this is probably the show that I know the absolute.
That's why I'm saying Naruto
about.
for the last, because we all know Naruto.
Let's be honest, that was the show that was on every Saturday night, whether we wanted it to be or not. But anyway, I cannot remember his name. Whoever the fans are of this show would probably know far better more than I would.
Describe him.
Wore solid gold plate armor, or at least it looked like solid gold plate armor. He was early in the season, before they even really got off to the Grand Line. They actually met him at Sanji's master's restaurant. And truth be told, brutal ass bastard.
Sanji's master's restaurant was in the Grand Line.
Was it in the Grand Line?
Yeah.
I thought it was right before the Grand Line. It was still in Deep Blue. Or Great Blue.
No, it wasn't Crocodile.
No, not Crocodile.
I
think
definitely
Crocodile is definitely noticeable. Yeah.
Yeah, Crocodile's a noticeable villain because his freaking...
He was like one of the first like major villains.
Yeah.
And then you get meet Robin.
Yeah. Which...
I didn't even know how I felt about Robin then. Anyway, sorry.
That's beside the point.
What does he do? Does he have a fruit? I don't remember.
Basically, he, like Luffy, wanted to
Yeah.
go and be the Pirate King, and he went off to the Grand Line with all of his friends and their ships, and they got brutally fucked the shit up, and most of them died in brutal, unfucking ways. Most of them drowned, as far as I can
really
remember
don't
the
remember
story.
who the fuck you're talking about. I'm about to look this up real quick.
Anyway, he comes back with, like, what, 3 ships? And tries to take over Sanji's master's restaurant.
I know.
too.
Okay, I can picture who you're talking about. Don't
Yeah.
remember his name.
Yeah, no. I could feel a little bit for the guy. Brutal ass bastard needed an ass kicking.
Was his name Gold? No, that's a movie.
No, that's not it. And oh shit. Oh, that's not Crocodile. No, not Crocodile. And
Yeah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
he got fucked up by
Zoro.
the best swordsman in the world. The guy.
Yeah,
who trained-
I know exactly who
okay,
you're
yeah, I
talking
remember
about.
because he first showed up.
Yeah.
That's definitely in the Grand Line, bro. That's
That
like
was Grand Line.
yeah, that's like 200 episodes in because that happens after the fight with the lightning guy.
All right, we're gonna look for him. Keep talking. Do
Anyway,
you remember maybe what his name started with?
no.
Fuck.
Had blue hair, sort of a douchey smile. Then again, that's almost every villain in One Piece. My bad.
Look at the picture; they all have douchey smiles. Even the protagonist.
There's that laugh I was talking about.
He said it right.
Do you remember the name of Sanji's master?
Oh shit, I don't even remember. God, that was a minute ago. You gotta remember, dude, I was what, 7? No, I was like 8 or 9 when frickin' One Piece first came out.
That's the other thing that I kind of have an issue with One Piece. Like, I've rewatched Bleach like 4 times. I'm just gonna be honest with you. All the way through. I can't do that with One Piece.
Yeah,
Because let's say I catch up to 900, I'm gonna rewatch it. That's 1800. And if I think about rewatching it, no, hell no.
I found his master. Can't find the name of the guy who fucking fucks up their place.
Anyway, but yeah, he was probably one of the first villains in One Piece
That's a
Oh.
bot. Don't worry about that.
that I actually had some compassion for. True, he was an asshole, and as I said before, needed a desperate ass beating like no one else believes. But you sort of felt for him. The dude had literally gone off for his dream, lost all of his friends. And
Found him.
came back.
Krieg.
That's it.
That guy, right? With the fucking armor?
Yep,
and the,
gold,
yeah.
solid gold armor, yeah.
This guy? I knew who you were talking about, could not remember his name. Krieg.
Yeah.
I forgot what his power was, though. Don Krieg? He had a power, though.
He used some sort of mace or something. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, we found who you're talking about. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, that
But
was...
yeah.
We're on Hype Factor still? What were we talking about? Villains. You were talking about villains. That's who one of your favorite villains
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I brought that up and he was like, yeah, because I brought up
Relatable.
well, not relatable but understandable villains.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said it. That was one
I
of the
could
ones
stand
that you
Don
could
Krieg.
relate.
Fuck
Yeah,
that guy.
I couldn't relate to Don Krieg, but yeah, I hear you.
All right. What was the next music? Honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Outside of the intro to the first season, don't remember any of the music from the show. I just don't think any of it was like super memorable that I can think of. But I remember the English intro.
Yeah, when it first
At the
came out.
grand
Yeah.
One Piece. One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only song I remember from the show. So I have to give it like a 6 because none of it was memorable, or a 5.
I remember the music when he was fighting Crocodile, and
Yeah,
when he was
yeah.
fighting what's his name, Lucci when he goes into second gear.
yeah.
I remember those two. I remember those two, but yeah, for the most
I remember
part,
the
it's-
Arlong music fight when he's fighting the fish guy. With the,
Yeah.
that's it. Like I just don't remember any of this music being memorable. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure that the music is amazing when you get to 900, because even the animation somehow is like...
Everything got better as the show went on. But again, it's for like the average onlooker, it's just too much. I wouldn't want to walk into a show and be like, I have to wait 300 episodes to enjoy it. Like, I'm good.
It's more than 300, because everything gets a lot better when Ace dies. So you gotta wait longer than 300.
500.
The time skip?
Yeah.
About 500, actually.
That's too far.
Yeah, like...
It's too far.
That,
I don't want to waste 100+ hours of my life.
well, if you really think about it, Naruto, Shippuden ran for 600 episodes.
Yeah, but you enjoyed the early parts of Naruto, so you're like always like, oh, who's gonna fight next? Is he gonna go back to the Chunin exam? Is he gonna control the Kyuubi and then you meet Jiraiya? Whatever. We're not there.
No,
but
you enjoyed Shippuden. Most people I've talked to did not enjoy original seasons Naruto nearly as much.
the first part of Naruto, like when they're getting and the whole Zabuza thing, that was the best part of it for me. But we're not there. Let's not get sidetracked. Doing the most. So music, again, I gotta give it a 5 because I don't remember the music. It wasn't memorable for me.
I remember the fights. I remember the fights in One Piece. I do not remember the music, I'm sad to say. So
Yeah, like, because for me, like in a good shonen or a good fight anime, like, you want good music accompanying the fight to make it even better. And I just feel like I don't remember any of that. I'm sure there's some, but I could not tell you for the life of me any of it.
I'd probably give that a 5. It just, I couldn't give it more. I just don't remember the music.
I'd give it a 6, because I remember Crocodile and man, I keep fucking up that dude's name. It's like Lukey.
It's
The one when he goes Gear 2. I
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's Luca, but I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, so I would go with a 6. But again, it could just be because I didn't finish it. Like, you could get to 800 and all of a sudden be like, that's a 10.
Yeah.
So,
But
because it's like a
fuck.
completely different show. Like, I remember, like, I was just like, people giving this so much praise, and I like skipped to one of the more current fights just to see it. And he was Luffy was fighting this like fat dude in a ring in the middle of a tournament ring, and I was like,
I know, yeah, exactly.
And I was like,
the fuck?
I was like, this is fucking hype, and I was like, and it renewed me, and I was like, I'm about to watch this, and I went back to where I was, and I was like, this sucks.
From where I
And then I stopped again.
Yeah, that's what I'm, like, that's what we go back to earlier. Like, it's super hype, super slow, super hype, super slow. And it's not enough to keep me hooked.
The first 300 episodes are really slow.
Really fucking slow.
Compared to where the show is
You're
now.
looking at more like the first 500 episodes.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, also, you got to think about it. There is so much in this universe, in this world. It literally took that many fucking episodes just to set up how big this place is.
I will say, I think One Piece has one of like the more cool expanse worlds. I put it second. I think Naruto has the coolest like theory crafter world. That's fucking cool.
Oh.
Magic ninjas control the world. Like, fuck yeah.
But then Boruto comes in and it's like, nope, not magic ninjas. They just ate some alien shit. Everybody's from aliens. Fucked up the whole continuity.
Boruto's so bad. Let's not talk about
Oh,
He still fucked up the continuity.
oh
that.
god.
We don't gotta talk about it.
We don't talk about Boruto. At least not until after episode 79.
So what did we talk about after? We did music, we did story, overall story. Did we talk about that yet? No?
No, but I can't
even-
I don't think we can rate the story because it hasn't finished and it's only what, a third?
Third,
Fuck that,
according
dude.
to the author. Third through.
That's too much, bro.
And I'm not caught up, so I'm not.
Which by that reasoning, that means at the very least there is 2,000 plus episodes still to go before they even finish.
It's too much.
that character progression better be amazing. I better see that nigga have a kid. Turn 30.
2 or 3 kids.
Get
Let's be
married.
honest, This is taking some time.
Who is he gonna marry? It's not Nami, because Nami and Sanji are a thing.
It could still happen. You know how animes are.
no,
Are you not caught up? I was gonna say,
No,
like,
no.
that's like,
Yeah, we all knew that was a thing.
it's gotta have to be someone important. You can't have him marry some nobody.
What about the Snake Priestess from like season 3 or 4?
I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I feel like
That he meets on the island.
you don't think he's gonna end up
Amazon?
with Boa?
That is the Snake Priestess.
That's well, I just think
Yeah.
of her as Boa Hancock.
Boa Hancock, yeah. I always thought he'd end up with her just simply off the
She
fact.
wants to fuck his soul. Like,
I can actually see him not being with anybody.
but you said you want him to have a kid. Who's he gonna have a kid with? Boa?
He's a fucking pirate.
maybe. But he can't be a nobody. It has to be somebody. Maybe it is Boa, but they don't stay together. You know what I mean?
no.
Like
I don't see Zoro
maybe she like fucks him
marrying-
up or something, and then just rapes him or something.
I
Like,
don't see Zoro marrying anybody.
I think Zoro would end up with Robin.
He seems much more likely to do
Yeah,
that.
I think that's who it would be if anybody. I'm just
Loophole. Usopp's a female.
Oh hell no!
I'm gonna have to leave on that one. Fuck that.
I'm fucking done with that one.
I will say, on the whole story thing though, I think the story moments that are there are really good. I enjoyed the whole Ace
the
portion.
Ace?
I enjoy like the concept of the show, right? I enjoy like what is it? The 4 or 3 warlords? How many warlords are there? The
7 warlords.
7 warlords, and then you have like the best plot twist. Usopp's the chick. Usopp, best girl. Oh man.
Comes back and is like, the nose is fixed. Because they do that a lot. Even in Black Clover, when they introduced Gray,
Yeah.
it was like, you're a girl?
Oh, that'd be too damn much. That'd be too damn much.
Oh man.
Oh.
But
Yeah, I
story
fucked up
wise,
the whole plot right
no,
there.
that's good. Story wise, I do think that there are a lot of good moments. I think the story concepts that they have are pretty good. Again, the whole Ace arc, Blackbeard getting stronger, all that kind of thing. Shanks' side stories you got going on, like they have a good like baseline to build a great story. So I think it's gonna end up good. I think I'll give it like a 7 for now because I don't know. I think we haven't like seen enough to
Easily a 7. I'd
really
go
decide.
I'd go for
First
7.
300 episodes, 2.
Was there a story?
Yes.
I mean, that whole, was it, Island 86? That was a full filler. They gave a whole area of the world a filler. That didn't even happen.
All right. I'll give it a 7.5 for overarching story.
Yeah.
For the first 350/400 episodes, I'll give it a 5 because it's really.
Oh,
damn
you're so nice.
I'll be nice about it.
You gave Bleach as a whole a 7, and you gave the first 350 of One Piece a 5. What is with your scale? You know what, Mr. Satin? Nope. Nope. Next.
So what? I can beat people with Mr. Satan on Dragon Ball. This is
No,
not a
you
thing.
can't.
I feel like that was all we really talked about on the first part. I think that was...
No, because then you asked favorite fight.
Yeah, but
and
I was
favorite-
going to say, that was like
yeah.
a closing thing. I think I want to circle back to this real quick. I think we should just give it like an overall rating of the show, just to like give ourselves a baseline. I'll give Bleach 8.6. I think it was a great show, and I think like a big part of that is the nostalgia factor of the show. It is just so much of my childhood and like so much of what introduced me to anime that I give it that. But I don't think it's like... I think I've watched shows since that are just like fucking perfect. But it's hard to be a perfect show when you have that much, right? It's hard to be that highly rated as like a shonen where you have 500 plus episodes.
Plus, the more expanded the universe
So
is,
Bleach
the more
is
easy
easily-
it is to make mistakes.
So Bleach is easily my top 5. Like I said, wallpaper on my phone, but I'd still give it like an 8.3 actually.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I dock it is because between the fillers, because nobody really likes fillers, but between the fillers and the full ring arc, like, I got why they had to do it.
Yeah.
I understand, but the execution of it was tragic. Like, you try to have this big plot twist, garbage. You try to set up Rukia and Ichigo to be in a relationship, which you didn't even stick to, because Odahime didn't even get introduced until like 7 or 8 episodes in. So they were trying to build a relationship between Ichigo
I
and
think
Rukia. And
of the 3, Naruto had the best romance ending. I'm just saying. Him with Hinata, perfect. Just saying. Putting it out there.
The only part I
think
didn't
everyone
like
was
is
happy
that
about
they
that.
had to tie it up in a movie.
I don't
That
care.
was the only part I didn't
I don't
like
care.
about
I think the movie is good. I don't care. It was
True,
the best part.
He ended up with exactly who I thought he would all the way from
I think that was
episode
one of the, like the best
to
parts
be
of
honest,
that
I
show.
thought that they were gonna swing Sakura to him because I'm like, basically, you just condoned bitches getting beaten and stabbed, and she's like, I'm still gonna marry you and have your kid. Like, damn. Like, when you really think about it, I thought she was gonna eventually swing to his side because you gotta think of how long it took for them to introduce Hinata. So, like, she came in super late, so she was late to the race.
She's a part of the Academy arc.
Yeah.
They super slightly touched on her. They didn't.
They definitely talked. No.
They
I feel
but
like
they also didn't really get into her until
They didn't get
season 3 of original.
I
Naruto.
think your guys' memory is a little skewed because they do talk about how like she had a crush on Naruto very early on.
Oh yeah.
She talked about why she liked Naruto very early on, and like they didn't flesh out her whole backstory, but they were like, they did show that bit that was in the movie, which is where they're talking about he like stood up for her when they were younger and stuff. So it was like they introduced her. She was a part of the Academy arc.
Far off topic.
I know. We'll get to Naruto. We'll get there. Anyways, your rating for Bleach.
My overall rating for Bleach would definitely be, mainly because I've seen a little bit more of it, and because that was part of my childhood, literally. Before I didn't get to Bleach until I got to high school.
Yeah.
So I'd give it an 8.
An 8? That's good. I think 8 across the board is not bad.
Yeah. So what's your rating of One Piece?
You're so ready to get offended. Fucking SJW white girl over here. Did you just call him a man? Did you just assume gender in 2018? Oh my god. I can't.
Overall rating of One Piece, only because there is so much I don't know. I mean, so damn much I don't know. I have seen pieces here and there throughout. Oh god. I'd have to give it a 7.
7?
Only because I do not know how much I don't know.
I understand that. I can respect that.
I'm not offended. I was just waiting to see if you were gonna be ridiculous and give it something close when you literally just was like, yeah, the first 400 plus episodes is potentially trash, and you're like 5. Like, that's not trash. 5 is I can get through a 5.
You can.
I don't know. My rating numbers are
Frugal.
definitely different. Like, if you see my anime list, I was going to talk about that. But, like, it's a list where you, like, rate all your anime, tracks your time, whatever. There's not a single show on there below a 5 for me. But, like, I've finished and hated some 5s. Because I think anything lower, garbage,
A 5
trash.
you can struggle through. I can't struggle, like, I stopped.
So, I've dropped this show entirely. But, like, the moments that I have enjoyed, I've really enjoyed. And the parts that I hated, I really didn't like. So, I got to give it, like, a 6.8.
You dropped the show. That should tell
But that
you
doesn't
how
mean that it's bad.
tragic.
That doesn't mean that it's bad.
Tragic.
Like, have you seen Detective Conan? Great fucking show, but I dropped it.
There's
because
900 plus episodes.
it's over 1,000 now.
Yeah.
It's just too much to watch, and that's how I feel about this. Because, like, this wasn't a show that I was watching every weekend and got in on. I actually didn't start One Piece until it was already 200 plus episodes out. So it wasn't a show that, like, oh my god, I get to watch it this weekend. So there's no nostalgia factor for me. There's no anything for me for this show.
See, if it was 200 plus, I could eat that. I could eat that. Even 500, I could eat that.
My problem is that I fell out of this show after it went off of 4Kids.
Yeah.
Because I was no longer able to access it for the most part. And so I lost it after, like, episode 150 or something like that, when they officially started getting into the more adult
when they gave
themes
them
of the
hockey
show.
and shit.
Yeah.
I like how, like, one of the most important parts of the show, the hockey, wasn't even introduced until 150 plus. Because that becomes everything after that. And it's just like, fuck, dude. It was like, giving them one superpower wasn't enough. Devil fruits aren't enough. Let's give them another one. And it's just like, bitch, what?
Basically telling them that you could influence the world
That's
through
like
sheer willpower.
That's like watching Hunter x Hunter, and then they also turned into Super Saiyans. It's like, bitch, what? Like, what?
I mean, Kalula.
Yeah, but that's his only thing, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, he turned Super Saiyan. I mean, technically Gon did too, right? That one time, but...
And it nearly killed him.
He went Kaioken more than Super Saiyan, since it had such a big draw.
Yeah, but at least Cakes... Okay, so Dude in Chat's talking about how Haki in One Piece came out of nowhere, just like the Nen in Hunter x Hunter. But at least Nen was, like, the only power of the show. You just had kids who were good and strong and good at fighting or whatever, and people who could use some, like, basic concepts. But there was never any other power.
Senju cells!
Dude, you gotta have your ass pulled, right? Anyway... I love... We'll get to it. We've almost sidetracked to Naruto entirely for like 12 times. This is bad.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those shows that everyone's watching.
as soon as they posted that, like, Senju.
Pretty
Like,
much.
they didn't even really talk about that, and all of a sudden, all the important people had Senju or fucking I just forgot. Madara cells?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So you just like, so everybody related? So what you saying
We
is
all
this is
fam.
all incest.
We all fam, bro.
we all cousins.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
fuck.
It's all lit fam. All right, what's your number for One Piece? Out of 10. He about to give it like a 4.
We're talking total.
You were about to say 4, weren't you?
You're gonna catch shit for that one, man.
Yo, I can catch it because, like I said, I got to the ace. I got right to the ace. It finished, and then it died, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. This is a lot. And so
I'm gonna disappear off camera for a
Like-
second.
I can eat through a lot of bad anime. I have eaten through a lot of bad anime.
Oh shit.
But most of the bad anime is like 25 episodes. You're telling me to keep eating through the bad parts. It'll get good. But you gotta eat through that really hard cake that, you know, the air hits for a long time to get to the moist part that's in the middle.
The one your mom left out on the kitchen counter for like 3
Yeah,
days.
and I'm like, I can't do it. Okay.
Alright.
Just off of that, I have to give a 4, even if it's controversial. Like, I'm sure, like, I'll go back to it, and then
Eventually you'll make it.
if
through
I,
enough.
you know, I get up to 900, and we do this maybe again, I may come back and be like, yo, 8, 7, or 9. I might come back and just be hyped. But as this current moment, no.
Yeah.
Because it's so trash for so long. Like, it'd be different if it was, like I said, like bad anime.
Yeah.
They're like 20 episodes, 25 episodes.
24, 25, yeah.
Like,
24 is
so if
usually
you
long
eat through that, like, I wasted a day.
Oh, well.
One Piece, you're like, I wasted 3 months. and I'm only halfway through.
No, dude, let's be honest.
I'm only halfway through a third of it.
Let's be honest, dude. My sister's been watching One Piece for 3 years. She's only on episode 800.
It's too much.
You made it worse. 2.
All right, so we'll do the 3 that we discussed with Bleach as well real quick. So we'll do favorite character, least favorite character, favorite fight. I'll let you guys think about it for a second. Favorite character is Zoro. He's a fucking... Dude, it's Zoro. He's got all the swords. He's just a fucking badass. Like, you can't not think that character's cool. He's a badass. He's got the scars. And then he trains with the best swordsman. He's got all the cool swords. He's a fucking badass. Least favorite character...
Usopp. Just say it.
I'm torn between Usopp and Nami. Honestly, I think Nami has, like...
Except you want to give Nami the dick.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I can't stand you. Oh,
I can think that this isn't real, but for instance, I cannot stand, for instance, this isn't real, Scarlett Johansson but want to fuck her, you know? I'm just saying. Look at that bitch.
that's real.
I
Why'd
like
you say
her.
this isn't real? You
No. I like her movies and her acting, though. That's what I'm saying. But if I couldn't stand her but thought she was attractive, that's what I'm saying. But, like, she's, like, the cool, like, mechanic character of the show, kind of. She makes cool stuff, but that's it. Like, I don't know what else she does. And then Usopp is just fucking annoying. Like, shut up. I'm sorry.
The one thing you can say about Usopp, he can bullshit his way out of a brick cell faster than you can count to 100. The man is
Wow.
a genius when it comes to lying.
That was something. I'll tell you that.
That was
Favorite fight? Oh, man. That's a hard one.
just say
There's a-
Whitebeard because you know.
No, there's a lot of really cool fights with Sanji throughout the show. Zoro, of course, has some really cool fights.
Luffy's fights are sort of broken.
Yeah. Ace fights Blackbeard, right? That's the fight I'm thinking of. He ends up trying to fight against him.
Problem is, I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually show up in the anime. It shows up in the manga.
Really? Because I feel like I've seen it in the anime, but I may be wrong. All right, let's say... Man, that's hard.
Well, while you're thinking, when Whitebeard stands up,
When yes. Oh my god.
nobody's ready for that.
The dude has a fist through his chest, and he has a whole bunch of freaking swords, axes, and blades just sticking out of him. He stands up. And then fucks the
Favorite character,
whole...
Ace. I already said that.
Least favorite character?
Usopp.
I feel Usopp's just gonna get shit on today.
I get why some people like him. It's just he's so hard to like.
That's smaller. I can't actually even read that.
What? I know, it's off on the right. I can pull it over. This dude said Usopp versus Luffy was pretty cool as a fight.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to say this. I don't even remember this fucking guy's name, but the villain on the top right. Do you know his name?
Oh shit.
Luffy. Yeah,
Flamingo.
Flamingo.
Yeah.
Luffy versus Flamingo was pretty fucking fun as a fight. I'll say that one. I'll say that was my favorite fight.
Favorite character.
I already said that.
Oh yeah,
Zoro. Yeah. Who's your favorite fight? You said when Whitebeard stands up. Favorite character? You said
Ace.
Ace. Least favorite is Usopp.
Oh gosh, my favorite character would have to be.
It's gonna be somebody ridiculous.
Usopp.
No.
If you
probably
say
would
Usopp,
slap you.
No.
if you said Usopp, we're done, bro.
No, my favorite character is not Usopp. My favorite character is actually would have to be.
It's gonna be the horse kid. The horse kid. I forgot his name.
Chopper.
Yeah.
No,
He's a
Chopper-
reindeer.
You know,
You're right. He gets slow though.
And yeah, what is this fruit? Like the human fruit, or what is it called? Like the
Huma fruit,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah,
lamest power.
Dude's a doctor and a chemist. He comes up with some pretty awesome ways to use that shit.
Yeah,
That's
right.
beside the point. My favorite
He's
character by
snotty.
far is Grandpa Garp.
All right, I can
Commander
respect that.
Garp.
Yeah, I can respect that. Garp's a badass.
Dude,
Especially when he first shows up, everyone's like so fucking scared, and the movie's like, "What's up?" And they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
he gets punched through a wall. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Vice Admiral Garp reminds me so much of my own grandfather that it just makes me laugh so damn much. Literally, if you saw pictures of my grandfather as a young man, he literally just looks like a super buff.
Dude, I love seeing buff
Bodybuilder.
old guys. It's like, I see you, bro. I respect you. I'm not gonna fuck with you either. You know that old man's a
Captain
complete
Commander
badass.
destroying souls.
Yeah, you know he's a complete
Destroying
badass when he is. Least favorite character, favorite fight.
Least favorite character? I'd have to say Sanji.
What? Really?
I'm sorry. The guy, I don't know what it is. Something about his character pisses
I
me
can see it.
off.
You mad because
He's
he gonna
super
take your
cocky.
bitch?
He's super cocky. That's like half his character.
He's
I can
mad because he's
understand
gonna take his bitch.
that.
Probably
Mr.
not
Steele,
wrong, but that's beside the point. I don't
And then
know.
it'll kick you.
Really fucking hard with fire. What you doing to that? Nothing.
While cooking your girl meal.
Damn. I don't know why, but for some reason Sanji always pissed me off. He always reminded me of the bullies that used to pick on me when I was a little kid.
So Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah.
Literally.
So I never really liked the guy. Don't get me wrong. Cool character. Pulls his ass out of the fire more times than I can count on his own power. That is the one thing I do respect about the guy. It doesn't mean I have to like him.
Favorite fight.
My all-time favorite fight would have to... Oh my gosh. Zoro versus the zombie swordsman on the Island of Horrors or whatever it was.
I respect that. Zoro has some of the coolest moments. I just couldn't think of like a specific fight that I was like, "That's the shit," you know? Because
Yo,
he has
when no
some
dude
really cool
shows up
fights.
and destroys, like, now that he brought it up, when no dude shows up and destroys that shit with just one swipe, and Zoro gets shitted on.
Oh shit, yeah, no.
Oh,
Anybody have any honorable mentions for this?
for fights or
Just character-wise.
characters?
Zoro would be
Just that guy.
Shanks. He just has the badass factor. He's like what's his fucking name? Gildarts from
Oh, from
One Piece.
Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tale, yeah.
That's because
He's the
Gildarts.
badass
That's
factor.
because Gildarts is a ripoff of Shanks.
I think Fairy Tale's been out roughly.
No.
One Piece was out, dude, when I was 5. Fairy Tale's only been out since I was in high school.
I'm curious. Point still stands though, right? Like it's
Like
that type
Shanks
of character.
missing an arm, Gildarts missing an arm.
Shanks has a scar across one of his eyes.
Gildarts
Gildarts has a scar across one of his
Marshall D. Law was this guy's honorable mention. I can respect that.
That again, the D. Okay. Senju sales.
Most overpowered character in the show. Go. Luffy's dad.
By far. Oh my god.
Like, I think this show did the best of showing the most overpowered character possible and keeping him out of the show, and I respect that. You can't fuck with Dragon, bro. He's just like... You don't even know what he does. He just... You just know he affects everything. Like, he can change the
He's
the course
Batman.
of
His
time.
superpower is win.
Win.
Win-win fruit? Is that the fruit he
Yeah.
ate? The win-win fruit?
That's Batman's superpower. Everybody's like, Batman don't have a power. Ha.
The only time we ever actually
Plot
saw
armor.
him use a power, he literally changed the weather and brought down a freaking tornado-style wind in the middle of a town and blew everybody.
Didn't he,
all
like,
over the place.
freeze time, too, or something? Like,
I
there was some,
haven't
like,
seen
time...
that one, but-
Wasn't that who talked to Smoker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Smoker's just like...
He stopped time and he was like, "You're here." And
Smoker's
then they
like...
just show eyes.
And Smoker's like, "I ain't fucking with you. Fuck that shit, I'm out." And just leaves. Like... Oh, man. Smoker, I think, is pretty cool. I think he's, like, a cool villain character.
I doubt anybody knows what movie I'm about to talk about, but Luffy's dad, that's Pootie Tang. He just shows up, and nobody's trying to get their ass whooped, so they're just like, never mind.
I've seen commercials for
He
that
just
one, but
turns.
that's so
He
old.
just turns the whole plot. The plot goes this way.
I think... I want to give Brooke an honorable mention, because I think he's just a fun character.
Oh, he's an awesome character.
And then... I think Robin has one of the cooler powers, because she can beat anybody, technically, like, in theory, right? But...
Also one of the more fucked up backstories.
super fucked up backstory. Super hot, too. Anyway. Look, I'm sorry. Look at those photos, bro. Notice I didn't say anything about anyone in Bleach, because I'm just like, Rengiku's fucking obnoxious.
Pull up.
Orihime isn't
I
cute.
guarantee you pull up a ridiculous picture of Hime, you'll be saying it too.
I don't think Orihime is fucking annoying. I don't think either of their personalities are annoying, and that's a big part. You gotta factor it all in when you're talking about your anime wife.
So you're gonna be busting nuts over Lucy? Because they always crack jokes like she's fat, but she literally just walk around. She's like, "I'm gonna summon celestial spirits' titties on her arms."
I can't stand Lucy either. She is fucking whiny bitch too.
Hey, she did get better towards the final seasons.
What?
More
They're
recent
currently
finals.
airing.
They-
Best girl in Fairy Tail is Kana.
Oh, fuck.
Just saying. She's drunk, so you know you're gonna have a good time. Anyways.
Her dad is Gildarts. You want to die?
No, we can both be drunk. We're two consenting adults, alright?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Break
next
that by Gildarts. Tell me how that goes
Next
over.
one. Naruto!
Oh, shit. And I'm officially back in my final year of middle school.
We're back to crying again. Yeah.
Alright. Man.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like,
This is gonna be... Good thing we have a whole hour to talk about this one, because this is...
Oh, shit.
Man. Alright, so...
Where do you want to start here?
We're doing characters. We're doing the same orders. Characters. I think some of the coolest fucking character designs, but some of the worst fleshed out characters. Shino? Who the fuck happened to Shino? Kiba? Nobody gives a fuck about Kiba. You know what I mean? Like, their concepts were so cool, and then they disappeared, and then they tried to make some character progression by killing Neji randomly, and you're just like... Because nobody cared about Neji. They could have killed Shino or Kiba. I think Shino's one of my favorite characters, but they didn't flesh out his backstory. But they could have killed Kiba. They could have killed Tenten. They could have killed any of those fucking side characters that everybody forgot about and nobody cared about.
See, I think the main reason that they killed Neji off, though, was simply for the fact that it would actually have a freaking purpose. It drove Naruto to go for the
They
goal.
could have killed Kiba and done the same thing.
Except for the fact that Naruto didn't get as close to Kiba as he did to Neji.
Kiba was closer to Naruto than he was Neji.
But Neji and Naruto actually fought each other. They had a better understanding of each other. in
Kiba
that
and Naruto
respect.
had been rivals since they were young, though.
Except for
They
the
were
fact
both
that-
wanted to be Hokage. And,
Except for the
and
fact
they,
that neither of them ever fought each other.
fighting doesn't mean that they're closer. You just have to think, like, when you go back to, like, the first season.
You gotta think, in this show,
Okay.
who were the closest people in this show? They were usually,
Naruto and Sasuke, best bromance.
except they had the most brutal fights with each other of anybody. They literally almost killed each
That
other.
was a joke.
Twice.
I don't think they're the closest. I can't stand Sasuke, but we'll get to that. Did you know Sasuke wasn't even initially part of the story? When they first wrote Naruto and they like pitched it to the companies to like sell it and put it in Shonen,
Yeah.
Sasuke wasn't a part of it.
Damn.
They added in Sasuke because they wanted him to have a rival and somebody for him to like compete against, like an actual like friend rival, somebody he's close to,
Yeah.
for him to compete against. It would have been the exact same story without Sasuke.
Probably. Or close to.
Yeah, roughly the same fucking thing. Because then you wouldn't have had an immediate Uchiha that was like still alive or whatever. It would have just been like, oh, all the Uchiha are bad guys, and they could have just painted it that way, and it would have been pretty much
Yeah.
the same fucking story.
Yeah, except for what was it? The last 5 episodes wouldn't have been the same, probably.
Yeah, they probably would have done something different, but like, I don't know what the original plan was, because they would have had to have another team member, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who would have been or what the story would have been, but I'm sure they would have had some type of conflict. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
They would have had to change a lot of things.
I can't stand Sasuke. He's one of the most whiny fucking characters in the world. But, again, coolest character concepts, some of the least fleshed out backstories for side characters.
Ever.
Main characters got some really good fleshing. You get to learn a lot about Kakashi's history with Obito in the
and they
past.
still never changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
the thing.
that's Kakashi's
Adult
thing, though.
Naruto is pretty much
Basically-
the same as Kid Naruto.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Except they like me. They really like me.
But he doesn't act as childish when he's older.
Because they like me. They really like me.
He no
The
longer has
reason why
any-
he was childish is because nobody liked him and he was trying to get attention. And then he got attention. So they fed into that. So that was the only change because they like him.
But
Sakura was like, "Oh, you tried to stab me? I still love you." She had slight character progression when she
they
worked
gave
with-
her character progression, when
and then
she
they shitted on her.
Yeah, it's like Sakura has like this really cool arc where she fights Sai, or not Sai, what's his name? The redheaded puppet guy from the Akatsuki.
Oh, Sasori.
Sasori, there you
That
go.
was freaking season
She
1
had-
of Shippuden.
She had a really cool fucking arc. You see a cool fighting scene, like, oh, Sakura might be cool now.
She's actually
actually progressing as a character.
She's becoming a good
And then
doctor.
Sasuke shows up and she's like, Sasuke-kun! Ah! And then just dead. She's fucking dead again.
All
Like,
character development
I
out
think-
the window, down the toilet, and out into the shit field.
Again,
with all the shit that happened with Kakashi, you'd think there'd be a change. Had to fight his best friend, had to go relive his past. You'd think there'd be a major change. Nope, same nigga. Let me read the porn books. They're the same characters. They just got different.
Oh, no,
designs.
not even that. He even got
Itachi's the only one to change.
he even got his own movie. There was pretty much an entire Naruto movie that was only about Kakashi.
none of those were canon, though, right?
That one
I
was
think only one of them was supposed to be
That
canon.
one wasn't supposed to be canon, but even in that one, he hardly showed any character development.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I think they had horrible... You know who had the most character progression in the entire show? Kurama. Kurama.
And Gara, but yeah.
Yeah, like...
But even his character progression wasn't natural. I hated Naruto this whole time. Then randomly,
Gain respect for him.
like, because he didn't like him, like, literally, like, 10 episodes before that. And then all of a sudden it was like, Naruto gave him really stern words, and he was like,
Talk no jutsu.
I'll give you power. Like,
But to be fair, a lot of it was like... They painted as Kurama using it to try to corrupt him
yo,
and take
that
over his
man
body.
Naruto has charisma 50.
No, dude, he has like charisma 78 minimum.
Too much.
Too much damn charisma.
Point
I
stance.
feel like the joke.
You
get
killed
what
the
I mean.
joke by doing it. It's fine. We passed it. Again, I think they had some of the coolest characters, worst character development. I wish I could separate those. But I think overall you gotta give the characters...
You can go character development. You can go...
Yeah, but it's so many categories.
But you can separate it for this because the characters, I think the characters itself, especially because Shonen hadn't became quite what Shonen is now, they made sure of that.
Yeah.
Characters, 9. I'm not gonna throw shade, but character development,
Yeah,
2.
no.
0.
0.
Oh, sorry, Itachi's there. He is the exception to the whole
But to be fair, he didn't change. He had his way the whole time. I think that was one thing that Naruto did, was their characters were a trope, and they stayed that trope the whole time.
Itachi was just a genius, and he was always a genius.
Yeah, like
think
Rock Lee didn't change. He just got more fucking... He learned,
useless.
Yeah.
Because they could have...
Which is so hard. Coolest character.
They should have
badass.
instead of having his master do it, they should have had Rock Lee do it. Because I mean, you followed Rock Lee more, so you should have given him that moment against Madara.
That would have been fucking sick.
Right, they should have given him that moment, but instead, not only like more characters that you introduced in the first Naruto that people liked, that didn't do anything.
I respect that. That would have been sick. That probably would have been like, alright, that fight was sick as fuck anyway, but that would have just been like...
I'm just going to skip ahead. Worst character, 10-10.
I was going to say, 10-10, most useless character, by far. Even Konohamaru becomes a badass, and then you just got 10-10. Just hanging out. But to be fair, it doesn't Konohamaru have the Senjus?
Senju cells. Yes. Yes, he's the great nephew or something.
Yeah, we agreed on that. Cakes in chat said that Gaara had character development. We agree on that.
Gaara had a lot of character
He said Gaara and Itachi. Like, that
I was
was
just joking. Gaara, Itachi,
Anybody that wasn't one of the
Kurama,
main three.
There was one more person that had a.
I feel like I have so many favorite characters from this show.
Realistically,
Pain had some.
No, not Pain.
I feel like Pain had good
Nagato.
Yeah.
No,
Nagato had
I feel like he had
development.
character development for sure.
he did, and also Senju did
Senju?
first
First
Hokage.
Hokage?
First Hokage, yeah.
Yeah, like he had character development. Actually, the second one did too, because like he just hated
Tobirama?
all. Yeah, he hated all.
The Uchihas.
To be fair, he still hated them all.
He understood the fact that he even changed from immediately kill Sasuke to like
Grudging
that's still a change in character.
Yeah, I can
so
respect
they
that.
had character change,
Yeah.
and then there's Sakura. Like she was like nothing, and then she was like, oh, and I even
Shikamaru.
start feeling her, and then she was just like this cliff.
I think Shikamaru has some pretty good character development. After
Yeah, Shikamaru.
after Asuna, what was his name? Asuna? What was his name? The fucking singer. You know what I'm talking about. Once he died, Shikamaru like definitely like came more into
yeah,
his role.
and after his dad
Yeah.
got fucking.
Yeah, blowing the shit up. Yeah.
Neji kind of had character development.
Ino
He used to
had
hate
grow
the
up
main
real
Hyuga.
fast.
I fucking... There's so many bad characters, and Ino is one of them. I can't stand Ino. I think Sai was a really bad character, too. I didn't enjoy Sai at any point in the show.
He did have more character development than both Sakura and Ino.
Probably.
and Sasuke.
Yes.
Sasuke and Boruto is still fucking Sasuke.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't stand... The main thing that made me, like... I was like, I don't really like Sasuke, but where I just stopped is when he fought his brother. His brother explained to him what happened. And he's like, I'm going to destroy everything that you lived your life for. What? That is literally the opposite of what he said as he was dying.
So, I'm going to give my numbers. You said, what, 9 and 0?
Not,
You can jump to a 2?
Jokes aside,
For characters
like a 3.
and
A 3? Okay.
Jo- yeah.
So, actual characters, again, I think I'm up there like a 9. I think with some of the cool... Like, I thought Shino was a really fucking cool character. Did nothing. Development, 2.
Shino actually gets more development in Boruto,
In
which
Boruto,
is sad because it's not that great of a show. But beside that point, yeah, character. I'd have to. Agree
let's
with you
talk
guys
about
on
how
character development.
Kakashi's eyes was linked with my man's, and he somehow never realized.
And
the
the
dude
whole
was alive.
time, you know,
The
like...
man wasn't dead.
Like, well, you completely shitted on that in the final fight
Yeah.
because you would have been like, oh wait, why did my Sharingan all of a sudden awaken? Because it should have technically awakened when he saw what's her name die, since their eyes was linked.
Yeah.
Oh, you got this power,
Red.
but never mind. I think he just was tossed in there as a plot twist because it was probably Madara at first, and then he was like, I got an idea.
An afterthought.
Bring a dead dude back.
So we doing Dragon
Never
Ball now?
died. No, we're not doing Dragon Ball. At least they wished the nigga back, and you knew how he came back.
Yeah, he just sort of came back.
You telling me this dude had his whole body crushed in half?
White Zetsu, though.
That was like the biggest cop out I've ever heard.
Shinju cells.
He almost as bad as that.
It is Senju cells. That's what it was.
Yes.
I know. It is the biggest cop out.
Shinzu is probably worse than the D cell than the D family tree.
I think
I'm
it's
sorry
far
because
worse, yes.
because I'm like
Senju is the
because
biggest
at least
asshole.
with Dragon Balls you have to find shit and wish it.
And those
Shinju cells.
But okay, real quick on the Dragon Ball thing, I remember like it was like a big deal to find them, and then they're like, "Hey, let's go grab the Dragon Balls real quick." Like,
well, that was
as the show goes
You're
on.
right, but still, they had to. There are steps. Shinju cells. Oh, you're dead. Shinju cells.
Senju. All right.
Oh,
Let's hear your numbers real quick.
Madara's. It's too hard for me to come up with a way to beat him. We're gonna just make an alien come out of his body. Probably the biggest ass pull of all of anime.
No, then what about the freaking Destructo Disc that Krillin can use? It literally is described as being able to cut anything
That's
in
amazing,
the universe.
but he's not fast enough to mess with literally anything now.
Have you seen his fight with Goku?
Yeah, I know.
Before the tournament arc?
Yeah, I know.
That was-
But
that
at the
was some
same
shit.
time, it's literally an ability made to kill anything, including gods, and it never works on things much weaker than the thing it says it can kill.
So what are your numbers for characters?
For
I could have a
characters?
whole day about Dragon Ball. Like, we could talk about that shit for 3 hours.
Oh shit, we'd need longer than Saturday.
Still not worse ass pool.
Fine. Alright.
To go even further.
Alright. Characters I enjoy the shit out of all the characters of the show. I'd easily give them a 9.5. Character development, on the other hand, it exists. It does exist. It's not great. I'd give it a 4 at most.
What character development is this?
We just talked about all that, though.
We
literally
talked
just
about
talked
the
about
But what was it? Was it really big enough to give it a 4?
Out of the 100 characters, 6 developed.
Well, on that, I'd give it about a 3.5, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
unfortunately,
not
I think
high.
the weakest part of Naruto.
And that's probably that's saying something because Bleach doesn't have much, but they at least, especially toward the end, give everybody like their moment to shine. Who got moments to shine?
Nobody.
Especially in Shippuden. Once they went to Shippuden, it was like
Naruto.
Garuto had a moment, and then
Garuto.
everybody like Rock Lee was trash.
Yo, his fight against Kimimaro was shit, though. I know that was the first season. That was like one of the coolest fights. The bone
They
guy,
all just
when
got
he
the
goes
light.
drunk in
I
that.
got it. They just turned off all the lights on them. All the characters besides for literally the main 4 plus Senju coming back.
Dude,
We need different chairs.
Plus Resurrection.
These are like cutting my thighs
Yeah,
because
they
the
are a
edges
little bit.
so uncomfortable.
But I mean, I'm not dissing it as long as you didn't like go high in the 6 or 7.
I couldn't go high. I would
Don't
be
fall into
lying.
peer pressure, okay?
I'd be lying to myself if I said it was anything higher than 4. I'd be super lying to myself if I
Look
said
at
it was
Naruto's
anything
face
high.
in the picture he has posted. Now look at a picture of Naruto as an adult.
It
It's
hasn't
the
changed.
same nigga.
well, physically, you're not going to change that much. Come on.
I'm saying.
Look at
like,
Kakashi, literally the same guy. Like, at least Naruto got like a different haircut. At least, all right. Like,
Team 4 versus the same
Team 7.
Team 7, yeah.
I can't.
shit.
I can't.
The tropes are
It
unmistakable.
sounds so bad, but I actually like Naruto. I really like Naruto, but when we
No,
talk-
no, yeah. It's just like you gotta find where the weak points are. This is one of the weakest points in Naruto.
and the music.
Honestly,
Okay, let me stop. I like the music.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're
Okay,
getting there. All right.
okay.
Hype factor. You gotta give it a 10, bro. Shit was hype. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, shit,
especially
no,
when they
hype.
first brought in.
you gotta
Over.
think. Chunin exam. Hype. When he's fighting everybody, Rock Lee, when he drops the weights versus Gaara, you're like, oh shit.
Especially how they lead up Madara and then he just beats everybody's ass with his bare hands.
Yeah,
at
like
first.
the final fucking
Yeah.
when he's just running through the fucking army like, bitch,
No, yeah, I
bitch.
mean-
Made all the
Bitch.
5 Kage look
Some of the
like
best
they were going
animation
in
too.
slow
Like if
motion.
you see that fight, like how they have him moving his eyes and shit all the time, and like super cool fucking choreography. 10 out of 10, bro. Hype factor's there. You can't lie.
I'll give it a 9 just because My Hero Academia is a thing.
I understand that.
Well, yeah, but they've also gotten better at it since then too. You got to remember
Yeah,
that.
right. There's a big time difference between then and now.
Yeah.
I understand.
So what would you say for the time?
When you were,
Yeah, yeah,
when you're
when-
15 years old
You're
watching this show, you're
Yeah.
like, ah, Rasengan! Don't lie. You tried to learn some of the symbols. I still know.
Nope, the only thing I ever tried in anime was go Super Saiyan when they explained it. I wasn't quite like that one kid that like was like having a heart aneurysm, but I did try. And then when they explained when he taught what's his name taught
Videl how to fly.
Videl-
Everyone tried to learn how to fly, bro.
or to like produce a key beam.
Yeah.
Like I was like, focus, and then my hands started sweating. I was like, maybe. Nope, you just had sweaty hands. You just had sweaty hands.
Yo. I think DBZ has the most of those moments, though, where everyone's like, I can do that.
Because you think about it, you're like, you can't go Super Saiyan. They're not even human.
Like, it's not superhuman, it's Super Saiyan. But, like, you know when there was windy days and you had, like, a jacket, you, like, flip that shit back into the wind and you're like, trying to get the fucking...
Or the hurricane simulator in the mall.
So,
I'm not gonna lie. I put some papers in the hurricane simulator and had it flying around. I was like, do you see my key is rising? Anyway, sorry.
High factor number.
Easily a 9.5, if not higher.
Okay. I think I think a part of that is the nostalgia, like we said. Like, when you're 15 watching this show, bro, oh my fuck. Like, fuck, man.
The only reason I couldn't give it a 10 is because, one, the show's been done for what now, 5?
But as he said,
It's been quite that long.
as he said, it's for when it happened.
Yeah.
For when it happened, it
The
was
only
a 10
reason
for
why
me.
I wouldn't give it a 10 is because, for me, I get hyped with the music, and it was the same music. Oh, yeah, and then the baby. Yeah.
So that was our next subject. We're going to music now. I think intro and outro wise, some of my favorite shit, like by far. And I will say, like, I remember like half those songs. You could play them, I'd probably be able to sing along to them today. I think fight music, it was a lot of the same. I can agree with that, but it changed over the seasons. Like, they used one song a season. You know what I mean? And then, like,
That's not true. Because that whole once the war started, that was all the same music.
That was almost 300 episodes. Of course it was the same. It was basically the same season.
it was the same fight.
Dude, it was like 300 episodes.
Think about it.
That was the last
You
half
know?
of shooting.
How can you have different music for the same fight?
I kind of want to say that it was even before that, like where you were hearing the because even with Pain, it was that organ every time. Ding. No, bro, hell no. I'm not saying it wasn't hype. It was hype, but no, especially compared to minus One Piece, just because I can't remember, but. We're talking comparison to... No. Hell no.
All right.
Like, because there's even characters in Bleach that have their own theme music. And you just had... No.
See, what I remember, though, of the music is the early seasons with, like, that really badass fucking, like, guitar riffs and shit. And then you had, like, the... Hi! Giyotso! Yeah, like... That was the music I remember. I thought that shit was pretty fun.
But if you're gonna do that, you have to separate Naruto from Shippuden.
Yeah,
because Shippuden was.
We have to count it all together. So you gotta balance your numbers, right? Oh man.
I'm giving it
for music, I was gonna say I'll give it like a 7. I think it's a fair number.
Overall, yeah.
I think it's 7, and I think most of that is because the intros and outros are some of the most memorable shit for me. Especially the first season, I could sing almost every fucking song from the intros, except for the first one. I actually like went back and listened to the first one a couple weeks ago. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't remember that at all. Do you remember what the first one sounded like? I want to pull it up just to show you. Actually,
No, dude.
I remember the first one from Bleach.
God damn, that was forever.
Because it's playing the guitar. I can't say. I'm not.
I know
trying to do it.
I don't know the words, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Because they're like talking real fast, and then all of a sudden the guitar riff comes in.
Okay, this is called Hound Dogs. Hold on. Well, we got an ad. We got to wait for the ad. Sorry, I don't got YouTube Red, all right?
Oh, shit,
right.
dude.
I don't remember this intro.
I remember it. Yeah.
I do now. Oh, God.
I remember the season 2 intro way more. Or the second intro.
Second intro and
the second intro is the most memorable for me.
Probably one of the best. Yeah.
Like... Alright.
Yeah, you get the idea.
I think that was like the most memorable opening for me. So I got to give it points because of the early openings. That's it.
First, one that I remember probably the best is...
You get the idea.
That was awkward.
The opening I remember the most would probably be the first opening song for season 1 of Shippuden.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty memorable.
Oh,
but I think like the actual show music itself was just subpar because it was repetitive. Which is your point, right?
Again, I don't want to say it wasn't hype. Like, you do.
Yeah.
When you heard the baby, I'm telling you, I hated that. That was the only part of the music I hated, because it'd be like, why is there fucking baby crying? Like, and for all the people that's watching this right now, like, I'm sorry that I probably ruined that for you, because Kavada didn't hear it at first until I was like, and she was like, what? And then she heard it and she was like, I hate you. So I probably just ruined that whole battle music, but I didn't hear it until I had headphones on and I was watching it on break. And I heard it and it was super loud. And I was like, is this in all of them? And then I went back and watched the pain fight and I was like, why is there a baby in the music?
Oh man.
You know they got bored writing those scores.
So they just hit a baby?
What's the next category after that? What do we... It's not story. Story's the last one we do.
Story.
After music, what do we... Man, I'm spacing hard.
Characters, hype, music.
Is it story?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because we
already went through the other three already real fast.
Yeah, because we all agreed with...
He said he's going to rewatch the pain fight now.
Rewatch it. You don't hear babies crying every time. I'm so sorry now. Because it's one of those things that after you hear it, you can't unhear it. And so, like, even I heard it on headphones, and then now I cannot unhear it, even not on headphones.
Let me see if I can find the fight real quick.
Oh gosh, you're gonna try to search it up now?
It's not even just that. It's every fight that they play the music. Oh yeah.
This is the soundtracks from the fight.
Oh, I forgot about that one. No, that one goes hard, but they play that one a lot too.
Yeah.
Especially when Naruto's giving you a speech.
Alright, we'll play this until we hear it. Kind of keep it in the background for now. Alright, so story.
Story-wise, I'd have to say...
I think it was an alright story. Because there was a level of continuity throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
you had to finish, Naruto became Hokage. But I think the weakest part of the story...
is the last 5 episodes when they introduced the damn alien.
Yeah, they're just like, here's the god. They didn't have to do that. If they ended it with a Madara fight, everyone would have been perfectly satisfied.
How would they have beat him?
They had all the powers. They could have beat him as is.
How would they have beat
Rock
him?
Lee could have came in with his gate and just fuck shit up.
He over-regenerated. He had infinite chakra. No, this doesn't get like that. I didn't even realize.
There's 7 minutes of music.
This is the sad part is that's not even the right song, but it sounds super close to the song that I'm talking about. So it's just a slightly altered version of the song.
Let's hear the different tracks. Okay, this is Kuzu's theme.
That's definitely not it, but I like that one. Oh wait, no, because it's. But I don't think the baby's in this one.
I'm really curious. But these are the 4 songs that are in the fight. Is this it?
I want to say it's this one, but it's at the start. It's always at the start.
That was the start of it.
There's like a lull part when they're not doing that.
This is the next song.
No, that's definitely not.
Completely different song.
Anyway, maybe
There's
you
a
can find
lull
it.
part.
We'll find it some other time. Yeah, we'll bring it on next time, next episode.
I will find it just to play it.
Yeah, we'll find it. Story-wise, I think if I could get rid of the last 5 episodes and they find a way to beat Madara or whatever, I'll give it like a 8.5. It's pretty fucking good. It wasn't.
What is it with the 5 episodes?
As it is now, what is it?
It's not enough for me to completely tank it because the overall story of it was still pretty good. I think it's still like an 8.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It wouldn't be a major change. I just didn't like the fact that they're like, here's the god, he beats her with a fucking I can't lie though. One of the funniest moments of that whole show was like when he's like reverse harem jutsu, and you're like, oh shit, because it was a throwback. When was the last time we saw that shit? You know, like
Oh, I laughed my ass off at that part. Good God! And she fell for it on top of it.
that was fucking hilarious. You can't lie.
No, that was too much.
No, but see, I'd give it an 8. I would drop it to a 7.
What would you do to improve it if you could improve the overall story? Remove Sasuke. I'm sorry, I just can't stand it.
I can do it with Sasuke. Just remove the ending.
Yeah, those last 5 episodes sort of.
All right, here's genuinely what would have made the story better for me. If Sakura didn't completely flip every time she saw Sasuke, so there was some level of continuity to it.
That would be...
If there was an actual, like, I know he went back and did the Chunin exam, but if Naruto became a Chunin, I feel like that would have been, like, a cool, like, he didn't activate his sage powers or whatever versus Konohamaru, which was cool. It was cool to see that you see the character growth, but it wasn't, like, I don't know, I still wanted to see Naruto just beat his ass, get Chunin, because it was just, like, this weird thing where, like, every one of his friends is a Jonin, and then he was just like, I'm still a Genin, and then becomes Hokage. It's like, what the fuck? You know? I also wish they had come up with different ideas for things. So, what was that one fucker's name with the armful of Uchiha eyes? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, Gonzo.
Was it Gonzo?
No, not Gonzo. Hanzo.
There you go, Hanzo.
Why did I say...
I wish his whole thing would have been different. Like, that whole thing just made no goddamn sense to me. I was like,
On top of the fact it felt wasted.
it was Donzo.
Donzo, that's what I'm...
We're Gonzo, Hanzo, Donzo. There we go. We got it. It takes time. We'll get there.
It's
But
literally a play on Hattori Hanzo.
But yeah, his
you get
whole
the
thing
idea.
was just that felt weird, and there's some bits that I just feel like I don't know.
See, I don't mind any of it. It was just the ending. And then, because of how that ending happened, you led into Boruto, which is what it is, and now you've technically, since that's all canon toward the world, you shitted on literally everything. Because you basically saying that Black Zetsu controlled the whole story, so nobody had any control over their lives. It was all Black Zetsu. So he fucked it. And then when you dip into what Boruto is, like, first of all, Boruto is completely stronger than Naruto. Like, I don't care what they're saying. Like, all the things that he's fighting is supposedly, like, the same strength of Kaguya.
Not yet. In that movie? Are you talking about the movie?
No, that movie was fucking... I mean, the fights were hype, but...
It was a bit broken.
My point is, though...
It's canon, you know that, right?
Yeah.
That was canon?
Yeah. It hasn't happened yet in the Boruto show, but that movie's canon.
But it... Because of that alone, that almost shits on the whole story.
We'll see. Like,
Because but again, think about what they based the world around, and now you basically go even further back, and you're like, psych! Everybody was aliens. The Sage of Six Paths was an alien. All that was aliens. Y'all are just reincarnations of aliens. The moon is hollow. Tell me that doesn't just... What?
I don't disagree. But we're talking about Naruto, not Boruto.
We are still
technically
talking
different.
about Naruto, so.
Right. So if you remove the aliens, because I feel like Boruto would be amazing if you pull that out. Boruto could be amazing.
But then it would have just been a rehash of Naruto.
No, because he has both his parents. Like, then you have to go a different route. But instead, now you're power scaling like DBZ. I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, solar system destruction. And it's like, we gotta fix this because the solar system blew up. And then turn him into power. And Dragon Ball Z and Naruto is now one universe. I don't know. But my point is, like, jokes aside, like aside from that they started the power scaling at the start of the Great War, where it started, like, it spiked super hard. Because, I mean, you gotta think, even the combat changed. Like, they used to have to do the signs, and, like, the few people that could not do signs were, like, amazing. And then you got to the point where, like, nobody was using signs. So
all of the average guys were. It was all the Kages and shit that were fighting. That was the thing.
But even when you think about the initial fight with Ochimaru and was he third? Lord Third?
Lord Third?
Yeah.
They were still
he
using
was
hand
using
sign.
signs still. But he was supposed to be regarded as like one of the most well-rounded ninja ever to exist. He's still using hand
Well, his
signs.
thing was he knew the most jutsus. He
Right,
like
right.
his whole thing. Yeah,
But-
he was like
but my
the
point
ninja
is-
of 1,000 jutsu.
Right,
or
but my
whatever.
point is, it escalated.
I
Like,
understand.
like it turned into like they pulled a Dragon Ball Z, except they did it even faster. Like usually in Dragon Ball Z, it's like Frieza. You're like, oh god, this dude's so.
To be
strong.
fair, a
But
lot of the
like,
animation for the signs is something you need to pay attention to because they always did a blur of the hands for most of it. They always blurred the hands.
Not
they
once you got to
showing
the
it.
Great War. Once you got them fools was just full blasting it.
No.
No,
I guarantee I
Sasuke
can pull up a
was
clip after he did the blur of hands. I promise you they all do hand blurs.
Man,
Even when Madara does it, Madara does stuff and he does a hand blur every
They
time.
didn't actually show as much of the animation for the Great War
Yeah.
for the hand signs, though.
Yeah, but that wasn't the
May-
focus
may-
anymore because
may-
everyone just understood that they did the signs.
May-
the only
may-
person who had something where he didn't really actively use signs was the Tsuchikage and Naruto because they always just did like their one sign to like focus that one thing.
Maybe,
But Naruto always just did that.
Maybe you're right. I'll have to relook, but I did dislike that because it was like for the people that watch JoJo, how it seemed a lot more strategic at
Yeah.
first, and then it turned from strategic to I'm just gonna overpower you. With
No, that's like one of the huge tropes of JoJo's. Everyone believes that they win not because they're stronger, but because they use their powers in a strategic way.
yeah, or if you don't know what the stand, or
Yeah,
before that it wasn't stand, it was
I know what you're talking
I don't
about.
remember.
Yeah,
the
I know what
power,
you're
but
talking about.
yeah, like. So if you ran up on a stand user and didn't know their powers, you're at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah.
But like, I like that about Naruto, especially early on. But then it just turned into, here I come, mega large Rasengan.
One of my biggest complaints I will say about like the whole like way they did fights was just when everyone randomly got a summoning jutsu. It was just
Yeah.
like some fucking Power Ranger shit. It's like my giant frog versus your giant snake with a giant slug, and then we also have this giant blank over here, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, man, like, why does everyone have a giant animal?
Right,
There's two
but
of
that
them
again makes the point. Like that was initially a power reserved
for strong characters,
right?
and then
they gave Sakura it. Oh, you can't even look at me after that.
Yo, I really think they fucked up Sakura. I think she had a chance to actually be equally as strong, not equally, but like up there with them, right? And again, I mentioned the Sasori fight earlier. They like gave her a moment where they're like, "Hey, she actually can fight hand to hand. That's her main thing is taijutsu, you know?
Yeah.
And she's just really strong. Okay, that's all you ever see of her again for the rest of Shippuden, except to heal people. Like,
Again, and her lack of character change. So what's the story she tells her kid in Boruto? Like, you were a hate sex baby. Because Sasuke still doesn't love you.
yeah, he does.
That nigga don't give a fuck.
He's just doing his own thing. Have you not seen the movie when he sends her a happy birthday message? He loves her.
I'm from Texas. You know how many niggas is out there like slinging meat to all the other chicks? They still send happy birthday. You know why? Because you get your dick sucked later. That don't mean that you love them. That's a hate sex baby. He just didn't pull out his shit.
You know what kills me? Have you seen any of Boruto or watched some of it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Some of the best moments of Sakura are in Boruto. When she gets super mad or whatever and like breaks their whole house on accident, like that's fucking hilarious. And then she has the fight against the dude with the clones. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah,
She has some really cool moments, but they're all in Boruto, and it's so heartbreaking. He said Hanzo's from Overwatch. But like, I don't know. Okay, story's out of the way.
So this is how I do it. Then you can compare them all three together. So
Okay.
music goes to Bleach. I'm sorry.
No, I think everyone agrees with that. Like, we don't remember music from One Piece. Fight music in Naruto is pretty lackluster.
Story, while I don't like the first 400, just off of what I've heard, off the stuff I've seen, I've looked stuff up, especially leading up to this. Story probably goes to One Piece, just
I think
because
Naruto.
story probably goes to one.
You rated rated Naruto higher.
Character development
There.
probably goes to One Piece. You're
Okay.
right. Sorry, goes to One Piece.
Story, we don't know what the fuck's happening in One Piece
Not
still.
yet. Yeah, like now there's hints that they may be aliens there.
But
too.
I think one of the main reasons I think we have to give it to Naruto is that, like, start to finish, there was a clear goal, and he accomplished it. That was the show. You know? Bleach, he was never like, I'm going to be the strongest Soul Reaper. That was never a goal. He was just like, I just want to protect my friends.
And all of them ended up in trouble besides for Chad. Chad just got beat up.
Poor guy.
Besides for, like, the one fight. when he first introduced his right arm.
Yeah.
Other than that, he just got beat up.
And just wrecked that dude's shit.
And Udio's ass pulled with his arrow, but we won't talk about that because that's
Yeah.
spoiler. But anyway, so yeah, I'd say character development, One Piece.
Story, Naruto. Agree? Disagree?
Hype, I would
Yeah.
go. Hype,
Okay.
I would go. Even with the same music, I kind of want to give it to Naruto. If not,
Okay, so if you had to pick a single moment of hype, though, what would you pick out of Naruto? Not even a fight, just like hype, I guess. Because like I can't think. Of,
I mean, you can't.
There's some
argue
badass
with
fights.
Pain in Naruto.
that was a great fight. I don't disagree, but like you have to. I'm thinking overall,
Dude, that
every
was
time
hype.
you watch an Ichigo fight, though, you're hype as fuck.
That's
Ichigo
true.
versus Grimjow. Ichigo versus Okoria. Ichigo versus
Yeah, I'll
fucking.
give- yeah.
You know what I mean? Ichigo versus Aizen with Mugetsu.
Especially when he first shows up
Against Aizen?
No, to stop the Sogyoku, and he slams his sword, and he beats all the lieutenants with his bare
Yeah.
hands.
When they stop,
and
when
he
saves
breaks
Rukia,
he breaks somebody's Zanpakuto
you
with his
stretch it over
bare
there or something?
hands.
Or, are you hot? You can open that window back up. It was just loud earlier.
My back's locking up.
But
Very
he breaks somebody's Zanpakuto with his bare. Yeah, I would give it to Bleach.
Yeah, like I think Naruto had some of the best fights and hype moments, but overall, I think Bleach was just the hype show. You know. Disagree? Agree?
I'd have to agree with hype about the fights. Bleach wins that.
Yeah,
easily.
for sure.
Overall story development hype, though,
Yeah.
I'd give it to Naruto.
You think Naruto? Okay, so we're all across the board so far. I think that was it, right? Music.
You said story development to Naruto.
He said story.
okay. Yeah,
He meant story.
I would say character development. One Piece.
Yeah.
One Piece wins character development game. Hands
So it's
down.
cool to see that they each have their own category that they're kind of winning out in. Bleach won 2 of the 4, but whatever. I think arguments can be made for everyone, though. You know.
Most easily watched. Like, you won't get discouraged easily.
Naruto.
Bleach.
You think so? Bleach has.
If you know when to skip filler in both shows, if you skip filler in every single one of the shows, I think Bleach.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because
You know what I mean?
until you get to the Fullbring arc, so no. I wanted to.
Shit.
But to be
bad
fair, that's
could
the
this
last
be?
season. You know what I mean? So in order to get there, you'd fly
But
through
then
that
again,
shit.
I can't even say that because I remember when Ichigo first unlocked his Fullbring, I was like,
Ooh.
oh, I don't like the way it looks, but oh. And then when they gave him his powers and he had a collar, and I was like, why?
They made the boy look like a priest?
What?
You said
Whose
collar.
man's is this?
We didn't do our closing stuff for Naruto real quick, so let's get that out.
All right.
Characters, favorite and least favorite, and then favorite fights. My favorite character, it's Rock Lee, man. I wish they did more with him, but like, it's Rock fucking Lee.
So he said he only likes his favorite fourth of the show. Because then he's just going. He just randomly a drawn character in the background.
I think Rock Lee and I think you have to give like a multiple in this whole thing for this whole show.
Superman video, Rock Lee was in the back.
That's a dick move.
You like the D12?
I think Kisame, Rock Lee, and I wish she was cooler, but Conan, however you say her name, she had like a really cool, like the papers was cool. It was a really unique thing that they hadn't done yet. And I thought that was cool. Favorites. Let's just favorites across the board.
Favorite character across the board. My favorite character by far was Gaara. I'm sorry, hands down.
He was an earthbender, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, he had probably the most character development out of almost all of the characters in the show.
Yeah.
Easily. He had a clear and confined goal as well after he figured out
And that's kill everyone?
not killing everyone was a better option. And he actually went from being the least understood character to probably one of the most relatable characters in the show.
I gotta throw someone in real quick. Killer Bee. It's like
he's so racist. That is such a racist trope.
he's fucking great.
His
though.
raps is trash.
I don't give a shit that his raps are trash. You want to talk about his fight against fucking Sasuke
I mean,
and his whole party?
I'm not saying
coolest
that,
fight.
I didn't say he wasn't good. I'm just saying
I don't give a fuck.
they do that to. He's
I don't
just
give a
so
fuck.
racist. Favorite character for me.
You can add multiple. I named 4, so I don't.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna go controversial.
All right, let's hear it.
Toby.
Okay, you didn't say Sasuke, so we're fine. So we're good. I thought Toby was a cool character, but once he became Obito,
Yeah, I didn't like him once he became.
But Toby was a fun character.
Yeah, like because he like talked trash as he was literally beating people and showing them that they couldn't even hang with him. Toby was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah. He said Shikamaru and Jiraiya were his 2.
See, and Jiraiya would be my second one.
Jiraiya was a fun character. I also, I was about to throw him in.
I just don't understand why he didn't run at the end. He literally could have gotten away when they did the mine one, and they were like,
because it was about the message. All right, it was about teaching his student. Whatever, he got his ass.
But realistically, he could have been like, "I'm gone."
I don't disagree. Can we talk about how much of an ass pull substitution jutsu was throughout that whole show?
Yeah.
It's like randomly they just had it, and you're like, what?
How did you not feel that you hit a stick? My hand's through your chest, stick. What was my hand through?
while we're still on,
But the stick was never destroyed.
So are we into the agreement that like wood is the ass pull of Naruto? Because you have the Senju cells.
Yes, Sakura and
everyone-
Sasuke.
Worst characters, yeah, we agree. We're on that now. Sakura, Sasuke, everyone agrees. I think across.
before we
Tintin.
even hit there yet,
Okay. Let's hear it.
one more favorite character from this show that I absolutely loved. The problem is that he was more of a filler arc character.
Yeah.
Was Sora, the other guy that could use Nine-Tail Jutsu. He could use the Nine Tails.
Honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with both of you. I skipped 90% of Shippuden. I saw the beginning and I saw the end, and I read the manga the rest of it.
See, I liked him because... No offense to Sasuke fans here, but it felt like he was more of a true antithesis to Naruto.
Yeah.
He definitely took more
But
of the...
Sasuke got Naruto's first kiss.
That's beside the point, man. That's super beside the point. It just felt like he was a better dark version of Naruto.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not familiar with the character, but I can understand the concept of it, right?
Yeah. I
can
enjoyed
be
the
a fan of
shit
that.
out of him. I was super unhappy about the fact that he was only in a filler arc. I wish they would have brought him back for something.
Yeah. Worst characters now.
Oh.
Sasuke. Nobody likes Sasuke.
Well, at least in his chat party.
No, I honestly don't know a single person who watched Naruto who's like, Sasuke's my favorite character. He's just so cool.
I guarantee you, there's probably
some.
I
millions.
guarantee you that there's people out there.
There's probably
But
millions. bro.
everyone I've met, and if you have that opinion, I don't respect it. That's it.
You don't respect. Dang, downvotes.
I don't give a fuck.
You about to get that?
No, but okay, you can't make an argument to why Sasuke was a good character to me. Like, I will happily have a discussion with anybody who wants to send something, but like, what about him was a good character? Name one
He was
thing.
the Dark Avenger guy.
You mean what Itachi was, but worse?
You mean tried to be what Itachi was and
So
sucked at it entirely?
so the better question is: here's the list: Sasuke,
Sakura.
Sakura,
10-10.
Shino. Sorry, I know you like him.
Why didn't? Okay, so I'm curious. Why do you not like Shino?
Because I can't stand when you touch on a character. Because I can go through that with Bleach too. Like all the lieutenants minus Renji, just get them out of there. That was
Wait, you don't like Rukia?
Okay, like I hate when they introduce a character and like start fleshing them like this much, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Now step back."
You can say that about almost every side character, though.
Yeah.
That's not true though.
But at least like Shino had a cool fucking concept.
No, but especially with what we're comparing, that's not true because One Piece is in this list.
we're
They
not
touch
talking
them-
about One Piece.
but
We're talking about Naruto. Almost all of
Right.
their side characters had no fleshing. That's why we rated their character progression so low.
Okay, so if you want to go just off of can't stand,
Yeah.
Tintin, Sakura, Sasuke, and then
But there was nothing, like, my point is, like, there was nothing about Shino where you're like, God, he's such an annoying character. He just didn't have, like, he didn't have progression, but he was a cool concept, you know?
Yes. But so was
I
Kiba and
couldn't
Kimura.
stand my man with the gum.
The gum?
Yeah, the gum bombs. When it's like,
You're talking about the C4 guy?
Yeah.
Datara, the
Oh,
fucking C4?
I didn't like him. But
He was
other than
annoying.
that- other than that,
I think, okay, He's a good and a bad character to me, but Hidan, the fucking immortal guy,
Oh,
Yeah.
why did they just bring him out? You know, like, hey,
He's overpowered as shit.
he can kill Madara because he can't kill him.
I also didn't like what's his name with the glasses. Like his backstory was sad. The one that was under Orochimaru.
Oh,
Kabuto.
Kabuto.
I didn't like him just because they basically just turned him into a worse version of Orochimaru. And
No,
then
I
brought
don't disagree.
Orochimaru back.
Yeah.
So he was like filler Orochimaru. And it was like, that's what you did with his character? You just turned him into filler Orochimaru. I mean, I guess Madoru was filler. I don't even remember that bitch's name because I hate her.
I think it's Kaguya.
Yeah.
Kaguya.
He was just a filler version of her, I guess. So, I mean, sure. White Zetsu was a filler for Black Zetsu.
Who else did I not like? Good character that I think was underrepresented. Underrepresented was Naruto.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
What's up? Daddy Kabuto so dirty? Yeah. What the fuck's his name? He's not even Naruto's first teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Iruka.
Hiruka. He was such a fun character, and then he's a useless Jonin. How did he make shit? Useless.
Yeah,
Instead of him, they brought in a new character because they knew how weak he was to help train him. Like Yamamoto. Like Yamamoto was cool.
Well, again, Senju cells.
Yep.
He was a replacement for Senju.
He's a clone
And
of
Madoru.
Senju.
I think we could talk all day about the character. There's so many cool and bad and fun.
Can we talk
Horrible
about
characters?
Well, if we're gonna go there, can we just talk about Naruto's ass pool? He's basically a Saiyan. Summon shadow clones and everything they do, I learn. Why was Naruto retarded again?
He didn't learn Shadow Clone until the show started, though.
That was
Okay,
sort of like his
and then you
first
And
power.
then who wanted to teach Naruto? Nobody until Jiraiya. And then Jiraiya taught Naruto and he
That-
got better.
But that nigga, my point is, all the taijutsu and all that, like, all the times that he
One of Naruto's best strengths is his taijutsu.
No, but I'm saying that nigga should have been a genius way before Jiraiya taught him because he was constantly sending his shadow clones to fight dudes, which means he should have developed the experience. Like, okay, this attack doesn't work. I'm going, like, the way they explained it.
His body learned, not his mind. Like, he wasn't like, I can read 1,000 books. That's not what it was. He was, like, experiencing the physical aspect. So
Right,
that's why
so-
taijutsu was one of his strongest things. He
And
was
you
very
can,
good
and
at
you
it.
can't say his mind didn't work because how was he still pulling sage art? Like,
Because his body was receiving...
But everything,
the chakra.
everything that the clones was maintaining, he was getting.
Because his body was receiving it.
It's Saiyans. I almost died, I'm back, and I'm stronger. Power skill. Senju art. Super strong.
Except for the fact that Naruto isn't related to them.
But somehow,
Yeah, you got it.
Senju cells. Because he's not related to them,
But
he's the
somehow the
reincarnation.
of his
So
son.
since I
yeah.
can think, we can talk the most about this, just we got a little bit more time. Let's talk about, we didn't really get to this yet, the best fight still, we got to get there. And then let's talk about some of like the worst moments in the show, too. Because I think there's some really bad moments.
Full bring arc.
Talk about Naruto.
Naruto. We've established
Fillers.
So for me,
Okay,
best fight,
Senju cells.
like I mentioned earlier, Killer Bee versus Sasuke and his crew was one of my favorite fights. That was a really cool, fun, animated fight.
Yeah.
I also think Rock Lee versus Gaara, that shit's like permanently hype.
Worst fight. Sasuke versus Donzo.
Yeah.
Trash.
That whole, like, Donzo as a whole, that was one of my worst moments. Like,
10-10 versus 10-10.
10-10 versus anyone.
Damn.
Tamari versus Shikamaru in the early stages, that was a really fun fight.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was
Yes.
absolutely hysterical
All right,
of a fight.
we'll get to those. Worst, best fights, let's go.
Worst and best fights.
We didn't do worst fights for the other
I know,
shows.
so we're gonna circle back. We'll do some moments. We have some-
Worst fight? I did not.
Or just
enjoy-
moments.
Oh shit. Probably. Oh god.
I couldn't stand Robot Naruto. Fuck that guy.
But in that game,
No. Okay.
He's broken.
Shippuden, Great War. Sakura's actually doing shit during the Great War. Sasuke shows up, and she's apparently useless again.
I do think the Kages versus Madara was cool as fuck too. Even though they got their asses handed to them, it was really cool to see them like work
That was a
together.
damn
and
good
shit.
fight.
Like,
Sakura punching Kaguya.
That was...
Was that a good moment or a bad moment?
Justify that to me.
I want to hear it.
You,
asking
you know it was a bad moment. How do you justify it?
Taijutsu was the only thing that worked against her. They said that. She wasn't like crazy fast or anything. She just teleported and shit.
Right. So you don't see Sakura running while screaming. You can hear her coming.
You don't think Goku charging a fucking spirit bomb for 30 minutes in someone's face, they're not just gonna be like...
But usually he has somebody fighting in front of them.
Frieza? I'm pretty sure during the Frieza fight, Frieza's just like...
Frieza
Piccolo...
Yeah,
Piccolo and Gohan were distracting
every time
him.
Goku charges Spirit Bomb in a fight,
that shit is so useless.
He has somebody...
Can we talk about how, just real quick, on Dragon Ball, to this day there hasn't been a single good use of that ability. Even during the fucking final like universe tournament
He
arc.
beat Vegeta with that.
I don't remember it hitting Vegeta.
It was the small one he charged.
He gave it to Krillin, and Krillin hit Vegeta, and that's why Vegeta had to leave.
So Goku still can't use it.
Goku got hit by fucking Monkey.
Yeah.
Vegeta.
The dude was literally
if
sitting
you
there
want to go
with
turn it
broken
into
bone.
power, he fell into it and went Ultra Instinct because of it. So it still had its use.
Useless.
Oh.
Even though when you think about the concept of the Spirit Bomb, Goku shouldn't have gotten hurt from it because a pure-hearted person can't take it. I mean, I don't want to touch on that because at that point we're going to just start going into all the loopholes and all the anime.
We'll do Dragon Ball maybe next week, maybe next time, because that's a whole fucking
But, I mean,
can of worms.
But they always do that. Like, usually when they show a first ability, that shit is amazing, and then it progressively turns trash as you see it more and more.
Or Naruto,
you remember
they
the first time Naruto does the Mega Rasengan, you're like, oh! And then he does it again, and it's like, psych, bitch. It just does a lot of damage to the area around, but then the dude's like, doom, doom, yeah. And that's all he's doing is he's staring at you.
Oh.
Ichigo's Getsuga Tenju, again, first time he pulled it out, especially the black one, amazing. Shitted on Byakuya.
Alright, so instead of going back to bad moments from every show, let's talk about some of the funniest moments from every one of the
I
shows.
still haven't even talked about my best fight.
Oh, I'm
from
sorry.
Naruto.
Go for it. I thought you were mentioning some of the fights.
No. That one I mentioned was my worst one by far. Because literally, she went from being something useful, she was being an awesome medical ninja and keeping everybody alive, and then Sasuke shows up and I forgot how to do shit.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
Sakura's trope.
she did keep that nigga alive, though. She was like,
Pumping his heart, yeah. She managed to do that one. Notice how she sort of forgot about everybody else.
I actually thought that was going to be the point where they were going to stay together. Like, I was like, maybe now it will be justified. But there was so much that Hinata had done that I would have just been pissed.
Yeah.
But I thought that if they were going
Naruto pain fight.
yeah.
But the fight that I enjoyed the most was actually from original just Naruto. Was the last fight between him and Sasuke. Why? Because it was awesome.
In the first half or the last
half?
Okay.
When they were literally just beating the shit out of each other before they powered up into Curse Mark and Nine Tails.
What the fuck happened to that shit, by the way? That curse mark just disappeared.
No,
Nobody used it except for...
He got cured of it.
He got cured.
Yeah, but like, why? It wasn't supposed to be a huge power spike? Why did he get rid of it? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it also had a huge
the only person who
downside,
still
too.
used it was his buddy with the fucking arm.
Well, Jugo is the one whose body originated the curse.
Yeah.
No idea. They never went back to explain that shit. Anyway, but as far as I could remember, the curse mark had a big-ass side effect is that it literally left the person completely defenseless after it wore off, and it had a limited time that the body could use it at full power.
Couldn't Ochimaru, like, spawn from you after that? Like,
Could he? I don't remember that.
I think there was another subplot to it.
Part of
You
it.
said the anime music videos that came out of Naruto were mostly from the early days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember AMVs? Them shits
Yeah.
were cool as fuck. But it's always like the same 3 songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Headstrong was a big one. It was like all the angsty fucking teen shit back then, you know?
Yeah. Funniest moment with Bleach still has to go to him cutting the
Then he's like, I'm gonna chop it like a tree. 10 out of 10 fucking humor. Funnier moments from Naruto. The kiss was funny, but like... Just the harem jutsu originally was the shit. When he taught it to Konohamaru, that was my funny
And he
moment.
broke
Yeah.
Ibisu Sensei.
Yeah, that shit was great.
Broke the man.
I forgot about that guy, Ebisu. Holy shit.
That man's mind broke that
Lincoln
day.
Park, Papa Roach, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny moments, I think, in both shows. But I think most of the humor in Naruto's in the early days. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't think of much stuff later on.
One Piece off and on, too.
Oh, well, humor's constant.
Yeah, humor's like a big part of that show.
Yeah, so...
Usopp is generally like the
Comic
of it.
relief.
He doesn't make me laugh.
He bullshits. It's the reactions that other people give to what Usopp does that makes me laugh half the time. God,
Usopp is that really bad sense of humor that you look at when they say stuff and you're like,
the fuck is wrong with you?
shut up.
Some of the funnier moments for me is like how fucking like okay, anime main characters tend to be like daft with shit, but like Hancock Bow is trying to ride my man, and he's just like, what? Straight face, like you're like, bitch, like what? She's trying to fuck you. I'm gonna be the Pirate King. Pay attention.
Likelihood is that at some point they have a kid together. Might not stay together, but they probably have a kid
They'll
together.
do like a time skip and he has a kid. They won't even show how it happens. But then
he'll be
Bella's
like-
gonna love him, and then she's gonna fucking hate him after that.
And
Like,
it's like, since that time. That's how Goku handles it with Chi-Chi.
yeah.
Remember when he was like, you kiss your wife? Like, you don't kiss your wife, Goku? No. And then you look at the other kids like...
Funniest thing Usopp had to offer was the idea that he was actually a girl.
That's going to become the meme. Usopp plus twist.
So, real quick, let's...
So Usopp's a trap. Great. Just in the other direction.
Oh, I had like a list of things we were supposed to talk about. The animation of the shows, I think...
Oh, there were weak points.
I actually think Naruto had the best animation. I think it got way better as it went on. And Shippuden, like, the final fights were pretty fucking well
One Piece
choreographed.
animation's gotten stupid good.
Yeah.
All of them are pretty good because, I mean, I'm currently thinking about the fight with Ichigo versus Grimmjow 1.
Yeah.
That shit was amazing. In the
Yeah.
rain.
My other topics of discussion for like future reference though, Dragon Ball, the rise of the isekai genre, talking about SAO, Overlord, things like that, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, shit.
And then anime of the fall 2018. So this would be something we got to get you caught up on. But me and him are pretty well versed right now.
Yeah. Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, Goblin Slayer, reincarnated as a slime, Bunny Girl Senpai.
Oh, yeah.
SAO
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah, SAO 3, and then
Elysiization. Actually,
yeah.
pretty good, that one is.
Yeah, Einkrantization.
No, it's not Einkrantization. It's Elysiization.
I think it's Einkrantization. Anyways, and then the new big three, and I was still trying to figure out what they were. I think My Hero Academia is undoubtedly in that list.
Uh-huh.
I think JoJo is undoubtedly in that list, but I don't know what else I would choose.
JoJo's been around for so long to be classified as a new...
Yeah, but it came out after Naruto and all that. Like, that's my thing.
Did it?
The art style's older, but it's a new
Did
show.
it? Because I think the first JoJo came out in like
Let's find out.
mid-90s.
The Shonen Jump started in 1987.
Holy shit, that's
Yeah, I knew
That was the manga, though, but the anime started in 2011.
Okay.
The first one?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was older than that.
That's still a good minute ago.
What was I going to look up? I was going to look up something.
That's not older than Naruto though.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The first fucking Dragon Ball episode is in the 80s. It was like
Didn't-
84 or something was the first episode of Dragon Ball.
Didn't air in
But
America
Dragon Ball's the
until
granddaddy.
like 95, though.
But Dragon Ball's the granddaddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, yeah. No, Dragon Ball.
That's what I said.
Oh, I was talking about the top three.
Trigon.
Black Clover, can it take a spot? I don't think so. It just started too weak for a lot of people to enjoy it.
It started slow.
Yeah, but
and the
a lot of
super
people were
annoying.
saying that it's picking up.
It is getting much better.
Yeah, that's what I
Fairy Tail at one point was breaking, and then all of a
But
sudden
now everybody got tired of it because it was how loud can he scream? Like that was my the same.
I mean, he's fucking ridiculous in the new season,
Yeah.
but I already know it's going to happen.
Probably, yeah. It's pretty.
I just watch it to finish it.
no, I understand. But yeah, what do you guys think we should talk about next week? You want to do Dragon Ball? You want to do Isekai? You want to talk about the new 3? What do you?
If we're doing In Another World, we got to do best in the last 10 years, and we got to do worst in the last 10 years.
And there's a lot of shows on that list. I don't know how many you've seen.
I don't know what would be in the top 3 though. Like obviously My Hero.
Oh, you're talking about for the new 3? Okay.
Yeah.
For the new big 3, if we're going to do that.
My Hero, you have to list. I think Jojo, you have to list. I'm not a huge Jojo person, but I know that's
I haven't
up there.
seen a single episode of Jojo. I'll be honest.
You can't mention Tokyo Ghoul because it took too big of a hiatus. It doesn't have to be an honorable show. Let's discuss that. Like you have to talk about like maybe Attack on Titan. People are huge on that right now.
And it's
Season
still
3 just
going,
came
and
out.
that was relatively recently that started.
Yeah.
So that could.
I would say
actually
JoJo wouldn't be 2 though because it took a big break.
I'm not saying number 2, but it's
No,
one of the biggest
I don't know
shows
if it'd
right
be
now.
the
Attack on Titan, I'd put it within the top 5, not necessarily within the top 3.
I'm just saying we're thinking of ideas, right? Like
Yeah.
what are some other shows that could possibly be mentioned? I'm trying to think of like here. Let me check my anime list. Maybe something will pop up, but like I can't think of anything that's like a long running thing that is still going. That is like big.
I mean, technically, One Piece is still.
I don't want to. We're done. We
Gosh.
talked about it today. All right.
I know, but at the same time, it's like
yeah, it never got dethroned.
At this point, we're gonna have to revisit it at some point.
Most popular anime, Attack on Titan is number 2 overall. We're talking about popularity, not good or bad. We're talking about popularity. FMA is up there. Death Note, Sword Art.
But
We already
those
know
are
this.
over.
One Punch Man we can't mention. There's only one season.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
huge, but it's not long running enough to be discussed. Tokyo Ghoul maybe, but they took a huge hiatus too. They're just now coming
recently
back.
jumped
Yeah.
back in. Angel Beats is a classic.
It's old,
but
yeah.
it's
Steins
old.
Gate, Naruto, No Game No Life, Code Geass. They're making season 3, but again, too big of a gap.
Gundam's been going for forever.
Yeah, but you can't talk about Gundam. Every season is a different part of the same universe, so it's really hard to have a discussion about Gundam.
Yeah.
Oh, to see that so.
Would you put Dragon Ball Super in the new big 3? I think it's been running for too long to be like a new thing.
Actually, no. It's
I
only
mean-
been out for 2 years.
I mean, to be
No,
honest,
we're talking about Dragon Ball as a whole.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
realistically, if you count it as its own thing because it's Super, yes, it would be a part of New Big 3. Just because anything associated with Dragon Ball,
Is
unless
always
it's just
big.
just horrible dog shit, it'll be.
If Hunter x Hunter hadn't ended, I would say that'd be in there.
It went
but
on
the-
hiatus again.
Yeah, but if that show is still running, I think Hunter x Hunter.
but
would
so would
definitely
D
be
Gray Man.
Oh shit!
Not as many people watch D Gray Man as you think.
Really?
I know you guys really enjoy it, but not as many people watch it as you think.
But
I really wish this show would finish.
I would say Dragon Ball, if you count it as new, definitely top 3. Just because Dragon Ball, I mean,
Do you
anything
think-
that you label to Dragon Ball is new.
Dragon
Okay.
Ball Super, My Hero Academia definitely be
Definitely My
top
Hero.
3.
Like, there's no discussion. Do you think any of the Fate series? Because that's been like every
Oh.
there-
I would-
every
I
every
would-
season of
I would
anime, there's a new
classify it
Fate
as
show.
just Fate.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Fate.
saying. Like, there's so
Fate
many
is
Fate
relatively
shows.
new, and
Yeah,
it's
I would
got
say-
so many different.
Yeah, you can say
Actually,
Fate.
not
And
one.
everyone's seen at least one season of Fate and enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
I think
I
it
forgot
has a
about
chance.
Seven Deadly
I think
Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins has a chance, but we're still only on season 2. I don't think it's been running long enough for us to really discuss it.
Although it'd probably take within the top 10 spots easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit broke a lot of anime tropes too.
Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, technically, we're not allowed to say it's not in the top 3 because Escanor said it has to be.
Escanor.
I'm just saying. Who decided that it's not in the top 3? Only he gets to decide.
Oh shit.
All right. So next week, what do you guys want to talk about? You want to do Dragon Ball? Do you want to do Isekai? Do you want to do the new top 3?
Ask the people currently watching.
There's one guy in here right now.
You can ask him.
We've been discussing. I asked. I'm waiting for opinions, feedback. There's a couple of people in here, but we're pretty much done to talk about anything. At some point, I want to get on anime movies, and I want to get you guys to watch movies, and I want to
shit.
talk about them and break them down.
Dude,
I think
there
you
are
may
so
have-
many.
There's only like a few big named ones though. You got to think of
Yeah.
all the Howl's Moving Castle, like that whole.
Oh, that one I could talk about.
I'm just saying, like, you have
Weeks.
those, but I'm saying, like, the newer ones. There's only 2 big name ones right now. That's A Silent Voice or A Shape of Voice, and then Kimi no Wa or Your Name. Those are the only 2 big movies in the past, like, few years that are, like, that's the shit.
The My Hero movie.
We could talk about it.
The last
Boy.
The
But
last
I
Shupidus.
think if we're going to talk about that, it'd have to be a part of, like, actual... he said Dragon Ball Super, Attack on Titan, and My Hero is the big 3.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
talk
I'd
about
agree
those.
with
I
that.
know all 3 of those.
Yeah, I think I can talk about
I
that three
can
as well.
stay pretty up on those ones
Yeah.
easily.
We don't have to talk about, like, we can make an episode about each one. today I think was just like an intro to see how this goes, see our conversation style. And not everyone's going to be like, let's rate the show. I think we're just going to talk about it some of the times. Like, I know I can talk about My Hero all fucking day. I can talk about Dragon Ball
Yeah,
all
that
fucking day.
opening for season 3 though.
Amazing. I could probably make a whole episode about Attack on Titan, I'm sure, because like there's just enough to talk about,
Yeah.
the theories and all that. But I just kind of wanted this to be an intro. I think we did alright. I think we had a good time.
Theory
Chatted.
crafting at its finest.
Yeah, I think it was a good chat. We had a good time, like I said. But we got to go get to our game night because it's Saturday. It's past 6 right now. We're supposed to be there at 6, but oh well.
Yeah, we're late all the time anyway.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
gives a shit.
He wouldn't show up for another hour and a half. Anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll try to get this uploaded on some kind of podcast website. We'll get that all sorted. Thanks for anybody hanging out in Twitch chat. We had a good time. And
Hey, we'll see you next week.
this is the running title Getsuga talk show
There you go.
for now going. But we'll talk to you guys later and have a good one. I gotta go close the stream now, though. Oh, God.